So, Nick, as you know on our podcast, we're known for making some hot takes, sometimes at the expense of others.
Why'd you do that?
What?
You did my neck tilt.
I'm doing the cold open.
I know, but you did this.
I'm possessed by the spirit of the cold open.
I feel like I'm watching myself, okay?
All right.
I feel like our takes are tepid at best, but no, please go off, King.
So, Danny... Ooh, I'm Danny. I did the impression too well.
Okay, all right. Listen, step out of my body, please.
Specifically, trash taste. Now, getting to the point here, I have been for weeks talking about how Chainsaw Man is one of my favorite anime of the last year, but trash taste does not care for them.
No.
That's wrong.
No, they're wrong?
No,
as in trash taste?
I was wrong. Trash taste does like the Chainsaw Man anime.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
Please explain.
I would love to.
Can we stop? I feel like I don't like looking in this mirror.
Just keep picking up on I could do that.
Yeah, I don't like it.
But because they made a TikTok and I found the TikTok.
Okay.
Where they were like, every generation has an anime that is trash, but they think is great.
Okay.
For example,
SAO.
Yeah. We talk about Rosario plus a vampire sometimes.
Oren Host, Club. There's so many good ones.
Exactly. And
Hellsing non-ultimate.
And they go in the TikTok, they go, what's this generation's gonna be? And then one of them goes, Chainsaw Man. And then they go, oh, I hope not. And I took that and still kind of take that as them saying, God, I hope not, because that is trash. But apparently it's been brought to my attention by Gwendolyn. I'll look at every camera just to be safe. Gwendolyn has brought to my attention that they do like the Chainsaw Man anime.
Okay.
And like me are hoping that it tanking in Japan doesn't affect it. So that's what they meant. So I was wrong. I have to rescind that. Because
you've been hot on this trail.
Because I've been hot on this trail.
You're you know who the people who don't like the adaptation are? It's trash taste.
But I've also made it very clear I don't watch that podcast.
And apparently Gwendolyn does, so good thing there's some overlap.
And here's the reason that I really had to make this the cold open, is because Gwendolyn makes compilation videos of fan edits of me, which are every time Danny...
That's just what they do?
Yeah, they have a YouTube page.
Is that the person who sent me 5 minutes of you singing?
Yeah, of me singing.
Okay, yeah, I once got a cryptic DM, be like, I made a compilation of Danny singing randomly for 5 minutes. This was all before your music video too, which was unfortunate.
I know, that is a horrible timing. But yeah, they make videos like that where it's 5 minutes of Danny singing, half an hour of Danny or Danny's character arc with Rompo from Bungo Stray Dogs. The channel has recently become a bit more of a spite channel of Danny doesn't know how to do math compilation, and Danny is wrong about trash taste, and it's every time.
You didn't reply to some DMs. That's what it sounded like. They were like, "Hey, I made a video," and you're like, "Fuck you, kid."
It's a big you either die the hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Yeah,
and Gwendolyn is on that arc right now.
I feel like you've become the villain to them.
I disagree because I've always been stupid. I haven't changed.
Yeah. The glass has been broken is what happens. The illusion has been shattered.
Exactly.
So, trash taste Danny's sorry and he's eating Twizzlers. So for all of you out there in the audio forum who are going to hear munching this entire episode, me and Danny just spent about 2 hours making sure that the podcast looks pretty. Dorothy made me a boba, so if you hear some slurping and some chewing of lychee jelly, that's me.
There's no munching you're going to hear on my end. I'm eating the equivalent of a wax candle.
Yeah, it is literally it's flexi wax.
Yeah.
So Danny apparently, we went to Best Buy, and the problem with going to Best Buy as a man who makes content for a living, you're look at all these things I could buy that are $2,000 that would make my life objectively better, but do I need it?
Yeah.
No, I don't need an 85-inch TV to hang up in the office. I don't need
because you just bought one.
Literally, I bought one for the living room. I don't need whatever Sony camera A7 or whatever this thing is. Would it be better for our podcast if I had one of those as well? Probably, but I don't need it because everything else looks fine.
Yeah, we're making it work.
Yeah, but so when you walk into a store like that, you're I want to leave with something. And the something that Danny used to scratch that itch was Twizzlers.
It was Twizzlers.
Which, like, listen, I don't want you guys to think that we walked into some, like, podunk Best Buy that had, like some dissolute, like, absolutely destroyed candy section. Like a class of fifth graders came through and cleared it out. Danny saw a full aisle of candy, like a full roster, chips, candy, basically everything you would ever want while checking out of, like, a grocery store or a Best Buy, and willingly just, like, locked on to a bag of red licorice and was like, yes, for me.
This is my candy of choice. Twizzlers rule.
So let me get this entirely straight.
Yeah.
It's Halloween.
Yeah.
You're 10 years old. Somebody's like, "Hi, little boy, trick or treat," and you're like, "Trick, old bitch."
Nothing wrong about this.
And and then like she just like grabs a handful. You know those like single serving like mini Twizzlers?
Oh yeah.
She just throws those in your bag.
Those rule.
You're over the moon.
Those are sick.
Oh, God. What's your? Oh, does this include chocolate?
Yeah.
So chocolate, sour, sweet, Twizzlers.
Sour, get that out of there. That's the spicy of candy. Sour blows. I like a good Hershey. Like a good Hershey bar. I like a good Kit Kat.
Okay, we're heading in the right direction.
Yeah.
Twizzlers and Hershey's. You're at 1930s World War. Like you're soon to be like, here, boys. Here's a little sugar. Keep your blood pressure up.
Let me tell you, I got a lot of opinions about the bomb.
Yeah.
None of them favorable.
In 1930, I don't know if you knew about the bomb. You were a little ahead of the curve. But like, it was like, I have an idea. We're splitting atoms. And like, let's get you in a fucking lab. What are we talking about here? So yeah, you would have done great in the 20s when things were terrible.
It's good. I love. What are you talking about? I love a Twizzler. It's fun. You can hold it.
It's the LaCroix of candy.
Yes, it is. And here's the thing.
It just smells like twisted a candle next to a cherry.
You take a bite of it and you're like, oh, is that a flavor? No.
It's just in my teeth forever.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, wow. I get to keep that for the next 25 minutes.
It's the thinking man's candy, Nick. I'm sorry you can't appreciate the subtlety and nuance that comes with a licorice whip.
I don't understand how it's still in business. It's like that and like banana Laffy Taffy. Like don't do that. Don't do that. Don't look me in the eyes while you seductively pull it. Oh my God, he's like a snake pulling its own tongue out. Oh, okay, we've been completely derailed.
You gotta suck them.
Yeah. We've been completely derailed. Danny today came in, he was like, I gotta do the cold open. And I was like, okay. Never told me what the cold open was gonna be about. Apparently it's covering our asses from the trash taste militia out there. But as we are now currently the second biggest anime podcast in the world, we probably do need to be covered from the trash taste militia.
There's no way that's true.
Absolutely true. I shit you not. Anime centric, like only anime. I think we're the second biggest in the world.
Run the numbers on that.
I implore somebody to find, yes, we do about 20 to 20,000 views an episode on YouTube, which is insane.
Fat views, big views considering what this is.
Yeah, considering the fact that we just spent 3 minutes watching Danny slowly pull Twizzlers out of his mouth. Listen, this is why you watch, ladies and gentlemen. But like strictly anime focused. I don't know of another podcast bigger than us outside of Trash Taste. Which, it speaks to the sheer amount of margin between, Trash Taste and the rest of the world. But, I think we're number 2.
I have no idea.
Okay, here's the thing. There is other podcasts that talk only about anime. And they do more views, but they bought their views. So many, a weird amount of podcasts on YouTube. I think I showed you their page. We're not going to at them. Oh, I think I showed you their page. A weird amount of anime podcasts will do 90,000 views and they'll get 4 comments. Wow. We do 25,000 views. We do 200 to 300 comments. Yeah. And it's the top comment has 3 likes. And then other weeks they'll do 700 views. And I'm like, there's no way you're oscillating between 90,000 and 700. It doesn't happen. Yeah. Could you imagine? You'd be like, oh man, a 10 out of 10. And it's what is it? 6 views? Yeah. What's your 1 out of 10? Oh, we did 2 million last week. How? Yeah. What is going on here? But what's weird is on YouTube, you can buy views. Very much a thing. And it's if your CPM is high enough, you can actually buy views and it might still make you money on YouTube.
Really?
But
I don't know.
I think it might disqualify. I think it might know to disqualify botted views.
I think it definitely disqualifies monetization.
That might be an infinite. Imagine you can get it
it's an infinite money hack.
It was back in the day when you I grew up playing World of Warcraft. Yeah. Back in the day, there was people who would run as much gold. They would get as much gold as they could, and then they would sell gold for actual in-world currency. And there was a while when there was Venezuela when the economy crashed that a singular gold was more expensive than a singular Venezuelan dollar. So people literally just downloaded downloaded WoW and started running gold mines
Whoa.
so they could support their families in Venezuela.
That's hype.
Isn't that crazy?
That's kind of sick. Imagine like clocking in to like your gold mine.
Time to go run. Yeah. It's like,
I like the idea that it's like a bunch of Venezuelans like at a bar and it's like, what's wrong with the gym? And he's like, just got out of the mines.
he hit need on one of the most expensive, one of the most expensive items in the game, and somebody else hit need.
God,
brutal. I know. So yeah, Danny did what?
Chill out.
I just. Are we?
You're like,
going
what?
somewhere?
I think I'm recording in 4K.
God.
It's okay.
No, it said one. It said an hour and 50 minutes when I hit record.
Okay.
It's now at an hour and 39 minutes.
Okay, sick. Then we're good.
Look at you.
Look at your what?
You got a bag of Twizzlers. You get stressed. All the sugar and candle is going to your brain.
I'm trying to help you help me help you.
I think we're being helped.
Yeah.
I think we look good. I think we sound good. You have your Twizzlers. I have my boba. It's pretty much the most prepared we've ever been for a pod, period.
I know. I'm not. Can I admit to something?
Yeah.
I wonder if this has ever come across. I'd say at
That
least
you have twink energy?
Chill with your segues. Chill out real quick. Real quick, I just need you to chill out. You're hot, and I need you to cool off.
I'll reel it in.
Thank you. If the fish is caught, I need you to reel it in.
Okay, cool.
I'd say 45 to 60% of the time of this podcast, I am shaking with starvation.
You guys should see, like, he's like literally not kidding. Every time we finish the podcast, he's like, do you have snacks?
I'm like, snacky?
Yeah, like,
snacky, please.
He'll literally just go downstairs while we're uploading everything and just raid my, because seriously, I don't give it. Like, we have so many snacks here. We're like a huge snack household. Like, we're big hosts. So like, I'm like, yeah, dude, like get down there, like eat whatever you want. And I'll just like walk downstairs and Danny will be like taking like full like haunches out of like a protein
like
bar.
a Tasmanian devil. You just see like packages like flying behind me.
Out, or he's like, I'm going to Burger King right now. And I'm like, all right, dude, go.
Dude, I wish if we were recording these on Wednesdays, because sometimes we do, sometimes we record these Wednesday, I would be 200 pounds heavier because Burger King does double Whopper Wednesday. And on
you put down 2 Whoppers?
On the weeks, you save it sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes.
Nothing quite like a reheated Whopper to get you through your day. Just Sarah FaceTimes you, just covered in Whopper sauce. You're like, I'm sorry.
Babe.
Just got this out of the microwave.
Listen, nothing makes you feel like a more healthy, secure, postgraduate person than waking up at 3 a.m. and just downing a frozen Whopper. Just like,
it's in the fridge.
Just washing down your one Whopper of the day with a second cold Whopper.
You know what would go really well with this Whopper? A fucking second Whopper, baby.
Yeah, baby.
God, we are a walking Burger King ad. It is absolutely insane when you start getting paid for these. Okay, I was gonna do. I had cold opening ideas.
Next week.
I want to talk about it briefly before we actually get into the anime. Because here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who don't watch anime, watching this podcast,
why are you here?
There's nothing going on. Like there's just nothing going on in anime right now. JJK isn't coming back until August 31st. Zom 100 got delayed. We're not watching Mushoku Tensei. We're not watching Eminence in Shadow. We're not watching Shield Hero.
No.
3 terrible isekai. No, thank you.
I hear Shield Hero's good.
It was. The first season was really good. And then the second season did what season 3 of The Witcher did, where they're like, hey, I know we've been gone for 2 years, but here's every person you should remember and like also like have fun figuring out their names and why they're, it's just, I don't know.
Dumping.
Season 2 was just not good. I dropped like 4 episodes in and like that was like the general consensus. It was everyone was just fucking bored with it. And then like the only thing that came out this week was Bleach, and then a lot of manga actually did go kind of crazy, but a lot of manga this week took time off. At least Black Clover did, and we're gonna talk about that later because Black Clover might be done. Like Black Clover might be like,
what do you mean?
Like finito? Like there's like big like kind of scary things happening to Black Clover currently. But I just wanted to say my cold opening would have been, imagine not romancing Carlock. Like I'm listen, okay, so me and Danny have been playing a lot of BG3 is what we like to call it in the community. Battlegrounds 3.
It's such a crazy
bro, I'm zooming right now. I feel so good.
You seem good.
Last week I was like kind of low energy. This week I'm fucking
I agree. I feel good. We got our Twizzlers. We did a little walk. We did our walk.
Me and
to
Danny
Best
went
Buy.
on a hot boy walk with Wagyu to go to Best Buy. The guy who's checking us out was like, I know both of you.
Yeah, he knew us. That was crazy.
That was weird. And Danny was like, imagine knowing us and not giving us free shit. And the security like looked over at us.
Security, like, you hear his gun unclip.
Yeah. He was like, please no. It's only $100. We'll pay.
I kid. I joke. I get people fired.
He's a jocular fella. He's just a silly little guy.
We've been playing Baldur's Gate 3.
Baldur's Gate 3.
Separately. We haven't played together yet.
I know, which is unfortunate.
I know.
But Danny, decided to romance Gale, who's a steamy little mage who just wants to numb up all your magical
I didn't
items.
decide dick.
Well, yeah, he decided for you, for fucking sure. Thing is, Gale has left our camp because one of us refused to give him a magical item, and he just fucking ran away. We just like we're at camp one day, and he just fucking like packed up his shit and ran. And like Seraph, who I'm playing with, one of my mods, was just like, I didn't give him one of the magical items, and he just ran. So Gale, gone from my camp.
You got to keep a close eye on that guy. He's sneaky.
Here's the thing, I don't give a shit because there's a 6'6" fiery-hearted tiefling who I want to destroy me.
She's hot.
You can't touch her. She's fire.
You want to hear a secret?
You can?
Throw water on her. Cools her down, she'll give you a kiss.
Nice.
Nice. Throw some water on her.
Listen, it's just like kind of like with Angel in Chainsaw Man. Because like Angel, if you touch him, you lose your life. People have calculated, like based off the amount of time that Aki touched Angel, that like you'd have about 16 minutes if you started at 20-ish until you died from, touching him.
16 minutes?
More than enough.
Hot dog.
That's 2 to 3 rounds, baby.
That's so much time.
Listen, that Angel pussy, I can hit it multiple times.
Dude, I'm finished, teeth brushed, hair brushed, in bed asleep.
We're at dinner, I'm buying Italian.
Like,
I'm mopping up for Angel.
I got time to spare.
The way I would deal with scorch marks for Karlach, like I don't give a shit. I want to look like, listen, take every layer of skin, I'll lose it all. I don't give a shit.
Dude, do you ever like, never mind.
No. Charge into it.
This is such a high school.
We did a draft of animal women. Charge into it.
This is so douchey. This is such a high school and college thing. If you're a douche, where like, do you ever like have a wild night? Like the first time I ever had like a wild hookup where like my back was just a fucking cast.
Oh God, I hate
scratching
that.
pose.
I hate it so much.
I love it. It's sick.
Pain and pleasure are not associated at all in my brain. The second I'm like, ow, what the fuck are you, like, what are we doing?
Oh, I'm super into it.
Not at all.
I was like, when it first happened, I was like a freshman in college, and I like got back to my like my dorm, and I'd just be like, like sit back in my chair, and then everyone's like, doesn't notice me. I'm like,
oh,
ooh,
hope I don't mark up this white t-shirt.
And they're like, shut up. And I'm like, yeah, so can you ever like get too injured from like a hot chick?
You guys ever just been like really pounding one of these broads?
So I was gonna say, if you like came to this podcast and you're like, yeah, check out these scorch marks, like I would get aroused.
Oh yeah.
Like
I would deal with it for Karlach.
Yeah, for
absolutely.
Sure. She's hot.
She's so hot. But yeah, so you're off to Gale. So that would have been my cold opening. To move on forward to anime stuff. Since nothing is going on in anime this week, I had a relative loss. Like I was like, what do I do with my life? And what I decided to do.
You bought a gun.
Yeah. And here we go. We're finally doing it, ladies and gentlemen. We made it.
Well, when you said you're at a loss, I just imagined you in this room, like lights off, just sitting for 3 days.
Yeah, just like,
until
when
Thursday.
will the anime come back? With a whole of like immensity in my heart of like all things anime related. And I know Gear 5 is happening, but like I'm not one of those content creators who's like, oh, I'm gonna go watch Gear 5. I'm on episode, I think like 7, 9. I switched to One Piece, by the way.
Right, and you were getting scorched.
We'll talk about that in a second. So yeah, scorched, that's the theme of today's video.
Yeah.
I'm sweating. I'm sweating, dude.
Bro,
it's so
you're
hot in
always
here.
sweating. This is not news.
Somebody commented something very weird, and they were like rude, and they were like, Nick looks shiny. And I'm like, yeah, because it's hot as shit in this office.
There's so many comments being like, why is Nick wet?
I don't know. I'm a sweaty dude. Anyways, moving forward, what was I saying? Oh, so with the immensity of like the loss of like all animated things, I was like, I'm going to start a new anime. So I'm scrolling TikTok. And I get an edit, and it's not an edit that I've seen before. Obviously, it was a new edit, but I've seen so many edits of this show called Blood Blockade Battlefront. It's the second anime made by the creator of Trigun. So it's
like gorgeous, right?
It's by Bones. Studio Bones does it. So it's okay. Let me give you a quick rundown on what blood blockade.
I'm just gonna look up what it looks like.
So it's literally New York accidentally New York gets caught up in this otherworldly two dimensions cross, and basically New York gets eaten by another dimension, which brings all of these aliens to New York. And New York is surrounded by this super dense fog, so you can't really make it out of New York.
Yeah.
And a couple of the people that are in this organization called Libra have blood abilities, so they can use their blood to make weapons beyond the boundary. And Leo or Leonardo is the main character's name, and he has accidentally get these eyes called the eyes of God, and it's. The best way I know to explain it, well, one, the sound design is very Cowboy Bebop, early 90s, because it's made by the same guy who does Trigun. So it's it's very eerily reminiscent of that style, and so is the art direction. The art direction is a little bit darker, a little bit drearier, but it's Studio Bones, so it's not hyper realistic, but it's still very pretty. It looks looks and plays like Space Cowboy or Space Cowboy? Yeah, Space Cowboy. No, Cowboy
Space
Bebop.
Dandy?
Yeah, well, I guess also Space Dandy, but Cowboy Bebop, Black Lagoon, a lot of those stylistic earlier animes. And so the sound design is awesome, the characters are sick, and honestly, based off the one episode I've seen of what's that one that your fan base loves that it Bungo Stray Dogs. It feels like Bungo Stray Dogs for the straights. It's literally it's just it's less Tumblrified Bungo, because it's kind of the same thing where it's this organization is dealing with otherworldly problems, and there's an investigation aspect, but at the same time there's big bloody battles and all those kinds of things, and it's just it's if Bungo Stray Dogs got injected into the late 90s, early 2000s with the sound design and the art direction.
Right.
It's really fun. It's really fun. So I'm dedicating just because this season, even at its peak, I only have 3 anime to watch.
Yeah.
And with Zom 100 on hiatus until the 13th, and then JJK not back until the end of the month.
Yeah.
I'm just filling that time I would be watching with other seasonal anime with episodes of new anime that I've missed.
When did Blood Blockade Battlefront come out?
2015. There's 2 seasons out. Apparently a 3rd season is coming out.
For some reason, I am so much more interested in an anime if I know it's not done. You're sweating so much.
I'm sweating a lot. This is, it's not anything horrific, but it is a good amount, yeah.
I just noticed, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but
no, it's good.
Yeah, I'm so much more interested in an anime if I know it's not finished.
Yeah.
If it's that's why with Black Butler, I'm watching Black Butler right now. And
it was finished for a long time.
Yeah, and the new season's coming out, and so now I am more excited because I'm I get to be a part of the hype of this community at its height.
Yeah.
I do love the idea of not just being oh damn, there's no anime anymore. I like the idea of using this brief period of respite to watch older anime, especially because I know I bring this up all the time, and at this point I sound like a crazy Vietnam vet.
Do you know Legoshi's voice actor?
Listen. Is
that not where we're going?
No, it's not. I'm going on about how I'm constantly acting like October of 2022 was a war when there was 8 anime coming out.
There was
the
one
Blue Lock, Bleach, My Hero, Chainsaw Man.
There was so much going on. There was also other anime that were going on that you weren't watching. I think there was also To Your Eternity was coming out then, and a bunch of other things. Yeah.
Tons. But I just am still this is, since then it had felt it was just wall-to-wall huge anime, and then now this is the first time that it really feels like we're plateauing and getting a time to look back on the anime we missed.
No, it is nice because I've seen edits of this anime for so long, and I've been this looks absolutely hype, but I was I don't know, I don't have time to get in it right now.
What music did they edit it to?
I have no idea.
Is it that kind of edit?
It was just an anime edit of cool, it was kind of different cuts. It was a plucky guitar, and it was fast cuts between cool scenes in it, because it's this dystopian alter world version of New York, and it's really cool because of that. So it's that is the backdrop with that is the backdrop with a bunch of blood based combat,
right?
And then the ensemble cast is really cool. The captain's a badass, and Leo's a cool character, but he does all of it for his sick sister. So it's a very standard plot line where he's oh, I moved to the big city to help my sick sister who gave up her vision for him. It's crazy.
I will choose what anime I will allow TikTok to recommend me. When TikTok shows me an edit, I will choose whether or not I'm gonna watch it based on the song it's edited to.
Gotcha.
So if there's an anime that works with this like one, I think it's 5 Seconds of Summer. It's a song called Teeth. Do you know that?
No.
There's so many anime that's like, fight so dirty but your love so sweet. You know?
Yeah, you're talking about like the anime trailer that they made where it's like the bunch of people like clicking their guns and pop, pop. But that's like not even like one anime. That's just like
it's a bunch.
Okay.
But okay, here's a better example of one anime. I have never been closer to watching Fate, either Zero or Stay Night or whatever it is.
Okay.
Except for when I saw this Mr. Boombastic edit of it. It's just like I love Mr.
Call me
Boombastic.
Mr. Boombastic.
It's like, yeah, but it's like it very like muffled. It's like, call me Mr. Lover. And it's this like guy in like a tiger onesie. Do you know what I'm talking about?
A girl in a tiger onesie. I know what you're talking about.
Yes, girl in a tiger onesie.
She's from Fate. Oh God, it's not Apocrypha. It's the new one. Yeah, it's got
in
a
like a
ridiculous
sandy
name.
like area, like looks like Alabasta, and they're like, she's just walking, and then someone throws like a scythe attached to a chain at him, and it's like, call me Mr. Boombastic, and like dodges it, like does some crazy shit, and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, it's from the one. You should watch that. Fate has an insane timeline, like filled with like a ton of ups and downs.
I hear it's so tough to follow.
Just don't try. Most of them aren't canon. The only ones that are canon are Fate Zero, Fate Stay Night, Unlimited Blade. All of the Fate Zeros. All of the Fate. Wait, no, it's Fate Zero, Fate Unlimited Blade Works, Fate Stay Night, and I think that's actually it. And then everything else, there's this new one that came out where like the main character is this girl with a big old shield. I'm completely spacing what it's called because the title is asinine.
Yeah.
But that one's really good. It's the best Fate they've come out with in a long time. Netflix did one a couple of years ago, and it was like Fate. I don't know. The moon was a hologram, and they were like trying to recreate. It's awful. It's really bad. Netflix, like once again, very much like filling out my point that Netflix ruins any anime it touches. Like Fate is gold. It's such a good concept, and they destroyed it. So Fate Apocrypha, the new 2 seasons, and the movies from the one with the shield girl that I'm spacing, and then Fate Stay Night, Unlimited Blade Works, and I don't know, something else. Zero.
Is Fate like the Genshin Impact or the...
Like the Hoyoverse?
Is it like the Hoyoverse / like Fire Emblem of anime, where the appeal is that there's 100,000 characters?
Sort of. So like every single season of Fate, like the concept is the
Does
same.
it have like 20 characters though? Like,
yeah, it's like every season, like the characters are somewhat the same. Like it's like, so with like Fate, some are different endings to the same universe. So like, Fate Stay Night and Fate Unlimited Blade Works are the same story, but because it's all based off of a video game originally, it's like based off the choices you would have made in that video game, you get different endings.
It's based off a video game?
So yeah, oh my God. Yes. So originally Fate is based off it's like a dating sim hentai video game.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's insane. Like where you like romance Saber. But like depending on who you romanced, you would get different stories. So the canon video games that are it's all based the mangaka's name is something, but it's like the verse. The Nasaki verse, something like that. So depending on who you would romance, you would get different stories. So like there's like Fate Zero, which is like the prequel to all of that. It's insane. It's absolutely insane.
I like getting you like in a tizzy. I feel like
Fate is the one thing I have an aggravatingly like just enough knowledge to talk about it, but not enough knowledge to understand it.
I feel like I'm like trying to distract you while some other people rob your house.
It's like pickpocketing me.
Well, I'm like, wait, Naruto ends up with Hinata, but I thought he liked Sakura.
And you're like, well, actually, Sakura does admit her feelings for him, but it's fake. She's trying to get him back. Meanwhile,
I'm like, go.
Someone's just like yanking my TV off the fucking wall. That would be. It's like when you're at a party and you're like all of your friends leave you, and like it's just you and one dude, and you have to be like. You have to like pretend to be interested in whatever they're talking about. You're like, no way. You can kickflip?
Yeah.
I tried to kickflip once. I couldn't get the board high enough.
So wait, if you kick the ball into the net, it's a point?
But when they do it in football, it's 3 points.
Yeah. So is that called getting a soccer? Or
no. It's called getting equal pay for women in the FIFA World Cup. And they're like, No, I don't. Why do you know that, but not how a goal works?
That's what happened. Every time they kick it, it's like, getting equal pay!
We did it. Megan Rapaport is doing it, ladies and gentlemen.
Every time we did it.
No, so that's actually, so now you know exactly how to distract me if you're ever trying to like literally like get, like strip me naked. It's like in Skyrim when you could just like literally pickpocket people's clothes off of them. That was me. You put a bucket over their head. That was my favorite thing.
Such a menace.
Oh, it was great.
Tell the people what you and your Baldur's Gate crew do.
Oh, we murder everybody. Well, that's not, we don't murder everybody. Listen, okay.
I asked Nick if he encountered this one character, and he was like, oh, I don't know. And I was like, well, it's this one. I started describing them. I don't want to say it for spoilers. And he was like, you were like, oh, we probably killed him.
Probably
I was like,
killed
what?
him.
And you were like, yeah, we kill everyone who's racist.
We literally, so we're a crew of 3 tieflings and a gnome. So, you know, like easily discriminated upon. And because of that, every time somebody's like, oh, tieflings, like the spawn of the devil, we're like, we're burning this fucking place down. We're just ridding the world of racists one at a time. But the problem is, so we wiped out the entire goblin camp. They're like, it was because you have to kill all the goblin, like upper, like head people for Halsin and the Grove and all of them to like kill these goblins. Otherwise, they're going to like invade Emerald Grove. Fine. So we killed the entirety of the goblin camp, but then they're like, oh, also there's the Underdark. And it was like, there's a hole to the Underdark right there. And guess what? More fucking evil people down there. But now they're deep gnomes and they're racist and they enslave other gnomes. So we killed all of them. But the problem is the deep gnomes also got placed there by a true soul named Nier on the other side of the Underdark. And he's surrounded by a bunch more deep gnomes. So we killed Nier and all the other deep gnomes. We cut his head off and we brought him back to the Mykonoids because the Mykonoids are just mushroom people and they saved one of the gnomes. So we've been helping them out. But basically, if you're a racist or you have slaves, we kill you. We just murder you.
Wow, so brave. So brave yet controversial.
Listen, listen, I'm just doing my part, all right?
Well, it's funny too, because I almost like felt my privilege showing, because I'm just a half elf. No one's really racist to me.
Oh, yeah.
And so you were like, yeah, we kill anyone who's racist. And I was like, are they racist? And you're like, wow, you like wouldn't know.
Super chill. Listen, bro, my whole life, cops have been dope.
Everyone's cool when you're a half elf. I don't know
of
what
course,
to tell you.
you're hot.
You are. I've got like 3 birds like flying their way from my ear to my eyebrow, like in tattoo
You made
form.
Dave Navarro and Jared Leto's uglier son.
I made Dave Navarro C-list guitar player.
Exactly. Yeah, he's like, Alice in Chains, baby. But yeah, so it's definitely been Baldur's Gate has been like consuming the entirety of my time.
Awesome.
But yes, I've been filling my other time with Blockade Battlefront, which we'll be getting a lot more updates on because there's 50 or so episodes and I'm on episode 4. So
wow, you're gonna stick with it. You're enjoying it.
Yeah. So the problem right now is since I switched from One Piece to One Piece, I no longer have One Piece in English.
Right.
And One Piece only.
Whoa.
Yeah. So
what a switch.
I know.
What a sacrifice.
No, that's the thing. After 770 episodes with English voices, like hearing everybody speak in Japanese for the first time, like Luffy's voice it's close. Frankie sounds way different. Robin sounds adorable when she's like a 32-year-old like mass murderer. Chopper's voice way better in Japanese. I have to give them that.
How do you feel about Frankie's? Doesn't he sound like Goku in Japanese? He's like really high pitched.
No, he's that's not high pitched. Well, the problem is he's Chris Sabat in fucking No, he's not Chris Sabat.
No, that's Zorro.
No, he's Patrick. Who's the guy who does? He does like Patrick Seitz. He's Patrick Seitz, the guy who does like the domination guy from Akame ga Kill. He does Dio, I think. He does Scorpion. He's like, get over here.
Oh, he's Scorpion.
He's Scorpion. Yeah, Frankie is Scorpion.
That's crazy.
So it's Patrick Seitz, like iconic voice in English. So like he's good in both. I prefer Patrick Seitz though because he's fucking one of the greatest like English voice actors of all time. But like it's weird though because now the young like in English the young characters kind of still sound like adults. Like all of the princesses in One Piece are 16, 15, but like they're voiced by like 30-year-old women being like, "Oh, come say," like it's like sound like adults. But like in Japanese they're like, "Oh my god." Like literally like it's like, "Oh, now I understand. That's a child."
Right.
So like hearing that stark difference is kind of crazy, but like the problem is when I'm doing like bench or like turning around doing like back rows and stuff like that, I don't want to pause it every time. So I've switched to One Piece, which means I'm crushing One Piece faster than I ever did before. But also I'm not really watching it when I'm doing workouts, like only when I'm doing cardio. So I'm watching less One Piece, but I'm watching it at a faster pace.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But then doesn't that mean you haven't made any progress at all.
I'm probably equaling out the amount of One Piece I'm watching, honestly, because I can watch it when I do shoulders and arms, because that doesn't require me to turn away from the TV. So only one workout of the week, chest and back, I just can't.
Sure, but I don't know if I could, like, do you go till failure or are you a counter?
I go till failure, yeah.
Interesting. I do, like, 10 of 3 sets of 10.
Yeah, when you work out.
Typically, when I work out.
Yeah, big gym guy across the table from me.
I work out. We're, like, almost similar thickness, I'd say. Chill out, chill out.
Okay, you know what?
Almost, I would say.
Yes, absolutely right.
We should do an arm wrestle.
I don't think we should.
I think we should.
I don't think we should.
I think we
should. Do you want to disclose the weight for everybody on your podcast?
My weight?
Your weight.
Irrelevant.
Yeah. Okay, I'm 170. Yep. Yeah.
How are you 170?
I'm like, I oscillate between
okay, well,
160.
I don't have bones. I'm all muscle, bitch.
I forgot you were half bird.
No bones, baby.
No bones,
120 pounds of raw muscle.
Like a shark, I'm all cartilage, baby.
When I work out, which I do, and I drink serious mass.
Yes. Yeah, Danny's been on a big, getting, all of his calories through liquids recently.
I've been on a big shitting my brains out kick.
I've been big on just, not leaving the toilet. Yeah.
I'm in my black shit era right now. But when I work out...
The collective, veer into traffic that everybody listening just had,
I do 3 sets of, 10, which you, if that becomes too easy, I just go up and wait.
Yeah.
But I couldn't... Where I'm getting with this is I couldn't read and work out, I think.
Gotcha.
That's why subtitles sounds like a nightmare to me.
Oh, it's not fun.
Because one, I'm counting. And then even if I wasn't counting, if anything, that would help to go to a failure.
I just go until I'm okay, yep.
Which is good. But I feel like if I'm all of my blood is rushing to my head as I exert myself, I don't want to fucking read this monologue about
trying
how...
to read Luffy, talk to a princess and you're I have no idea what's happening.
Yeah, exactly.
But when I'm doing arms, I just sit there.
So you're saying Blood Blockade is your new dub?
So
anime?
when I'm I can't be reading right now, I just put Blood Blockade on. So I'm probably gonna rip through it.
How's the dub?
It's pretty good. It's fine. I watched the Japanese for a little bit. It's better. Yeah. But I'm not I don't give a shit to the point where I'm this is unwatched. I don't really care. There's
some anime that I just like Fire Force was almost like this. I got 5 episodes in a Fire Force dub because I was this is a dub anime. I want it to sound dumb. I want it to sound goofy. But then I got to a point where I was
I watch it in Japanese, yeah.
I was this is too not good. I gotta switch to Japanese.
It's Chainsaw Man, JJK, and Fire Force. So the 3 modern anime that I can't watch in dub. Yeah. But there's some modern anime I can't watch in sub. Black Clover, I cannot watch in sub.
Really?
I massively prefer Hunter x Hunter in dub. Massively.
Oh, that's hype. Yeah. When I'm done with Black Butler, I'm thinking I'm doing Hunter x Hunter.
His voice actor is iconic. I mean in both, but he's better in English. Gon and Killua are both great in English.
Yeah.
My favorite anime of all time, I would say Hunter x Hunter is the best dub of all time, but One Piece gives it a very good run for its money. But Hunter x Hunter doesn't have Luffy in Gear 4.
Yeah.
Because that's the big thing is everyone's Luffy in Gear 4 sounds stupid in English.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's just it's because I think his voice actor in English is a woman.
Okay.
But she's trying to sound inflated. It's weird. It's
That's tough.
It's not a great look. And I just got to the point in the story where he actually starts using that. So I've switched at the perfect time.
I like Naruto's dub a lot.
Very good.
I really like Naruto's voice actress. She's
very talented.
Yeah.
Sasuke obviously is
Sasuke's great.
Voiced by the incredibly talented. I'm totally spacing his name right now. He's super, super famous though. The guy does Sasuke.
Yeah.
He did Yuri Lowenthal.
Yes. Is it?
The guy he does Spider-Man and he does Sasuke.
Yeah.
Yuri Lowenthal, who we might have on the podcast at some point, which would be awkward.
No,
I was I hate your character.
Well,
so much.
that will be tough.
Yeah.
But I'll be you'll be I hate your character. So this
because of his voice.
Well, this came about because our friend Jose, who's been on the pod, sent us a picture of him and Yuri Lowenthal at Comic-Con. And he was yo, we kind of became friends. How would you feel about him being on the pod in the future? And we're that'd be dope. And in the photo, Yuri is doing the confirmation hand sign, but he doesn't have one hand above the other. They're this, they're matching together.
Yeah.
and I had to like reel in all of my most obnoxious traits to not be like, oh, hey, dumbass.
Hey, loser.
Hey, tell that dick face he's doing the hand wrong.
That's the thing, though, is like a lot of voice actors don't watch the things they're in. Like that's
How could you have time?
That's exactly. They're very busy, but it's like the guy who does Byakuya Kuchiki in Bleach. Insane name. I'm aware.
Kuchi. Oh God.
Why does that keep happening? The guy who does Byakuya Kuchiki, like I went to a panel last year for Anime Expo or something, or Comic Con, and he was like, "Oh yeah, Byakuya," and the entire crowd was like, "Oh
yeah, my character Bakugan."
Yeah, and it was like everyone was like you could literally hear everyone be like, "He voices him, just let him have it, let him have it." And it was like even I, who like am like, fuck off with the pronunciations, it's Japanese, you'll get over it. No. Like even I was like. It was like tough. It was legitimately a tough watch. But outside of that, I also have. Oh, so since we're talking about One Piece and One Piece, we touched on this briefly before. People are upset with Nick. I listened. So
what a shitty thing to be upset about.
I made it very clear that I was switching. I was like, guys, I'm switching to. It's going to be in Japanese now because I'm going from One Piece to One Piece. And for those of you who don't know, we've covered it before, but we'll do it briefly now. One Piece is a fan, not even a remaking, just like a fan adjustment of One Piece. Because guys, this is a little crowd work here. If there was one problem with the One Piece anime, what would you guys say it was? I think everybody knows the answer here.
Me?
Sure, why not? I mean, you're the only crowd I have in this room.
Boom!
We always come back to him somehow.
The pacing.
Pacing, exactly. Like everybody is like the pacing of One Piece is bad.
Yeah.
And objectively, they're right. Dressrosa is 3 times longer than it should be. Thriller Bark, longer than it should be. Like Marineford, one of the greatest arcs of all time, way longer than it should be. So like, One Piece literally just takes One Piece and adapts it in a manga adaptation, like panel for panel, basically. Like it speeds it up. So to give you perspective on like, because I didn't know, I knew like what One Piece did, but now I like actually see what One Piece does. One Piece literally, I was on episode 777. Zoe ends on 779. 3 episodes until the end of Zoe. One Piece took what would have been 60 minutes of content, put it in 20.
Yeah.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
Didn't cut. And the thing is, people are like, oh, it cuts whole fights. It cuts filler fights. So like, that's the thing. It's like the One Piece fandom is so weird about, I'm not even touching anything. The One Piece fandom is so weird about filler. Because like the thing is like, oh man, there's like additional fights added to the anime. You're describing filler.
Yeah.
Like that's literally what it is. Like in the war arc, like did we see like sure there was like new fights added and it was like, oh, we didn't get to see like, I don't know, it's like Hanzo versus Mifune in the manga. We might have, but like that's like was something that could be considered a filler fight. Yeah. And they're like, oh, they cut entire fights. Yeah, because they didn't happen in the manga.
Yeah.
It's just the most anime, it's the most manga-centric telling of One Piece ever.
Yeah.
Like how could you not want that?
It's weird that it's like, yeah, I feel like a fight just existing isn't enough. Like you need it to have like the context and like stakes behind it. But if it's just like Luffy fighting a big group of goons, what, like, why are we doing this?
That's the thing. These filler fights have no context to the actual manga. It's like 2 characters that were like a good example of a filler fight that's cool is Shinji in this new season of 1,000-Year Blood War Arc has a battle against like 20 Stern Raiders, and we get to see his Bankai. But we never see Shinji's Bankai in the manga, but we see it in the light novels that were released afterwards.
Oh, then that's cool.
Yeah. So it was like a kind of like it was kind of like Tite Kubo being like, here's this thing that you guys never got to see that everybody loves, and we're going to add that in because Shinji is technically away during all of these manga fights and he shows up after. So it's context added. There's no context added with these anime fights. It's just like, oh, Zoro wasn't in this fight in the manga, so let's go make him fight some like absolutely nobody somewhere else, and then like he just shows up later. Right. That's a filler fight.
Yeah.
And so people are like upset with me. They're being, oh, like you're not even like your opinions on like talking points aren't even valid anymore. Yeah. You're not even watching One Piece. And I'm like, objectively I am.
Yeah.
And it's like, to me, it's like, you know how some people are like, oh, I don't want college debt forgiveness. I already paid. People like, other people go, I paid off my college debt. Why would it be unfair if we did it now?
If I had to pay and other people get a better life.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, human empathy. I forgot. Like, that's not an emotion that you're capable of. And it's like, I get that you went through, like, not filler, but pacing hell.
Yeah.
And, like, it feels so similar to that. People being like, oh, but the 500 still fames, it's part of the journey.
Yeah.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It is this weird sense of like shared trauma where it's like we all had to grind our way to Gear 5.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's so strange because I forget what clip it is. I know people will be mad about me like bringing up this specific clip, but what's the one where it's like, it's two people, like a punch is clashing.
Yeah, it's in Wano.
It's like a punch clashing, and it's all reaction shots.
Yeah.
For truly 50 seconds.
It's 90 seconds. It's nice.
I was being dramatic.
Yeah.
I thought. Yeah.
It's a minute and 28 seconds of Luffy and this like sumo guy clashing their hands, and in One Piece, it's like 15 because it's 2 manga panels in the manga. So they're like, what would match the pacing of this? And it's like Luffy and him have a little struggle. There's like one crowd reaction that happens in the manga, and then they move on. And like that's probably a more dramatic scenario. But like Wano's pacing is Wano's almost 200 episodes.
Yeah.
It's like
it's so much.
It's a lot of chapters.
That's a whole series for some shows.
Yeah, Wano is longer than Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah.
Like it's insane. And the thing is, Wano is, I think it's from like chapter 8, like it's like 860 to, it's like less than 200 chapters, I think, which means the pacing of Wano is probably around 1 chapter an episode. That's 15 pages.
That's so slow.
That's like JJK, for perspective, does anywhere between 3 and 6 an episode.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
It's weird because like I feel like a lot of One Piece fans like that One Piece has this reputation of being so long.
Yeah.
But I think there's like a misconception that like the cool thing about One Piece is that it's so long. Like that's not what's cool about One Piece.
No.
What's cool is that there are so many arcs that are good.
Yeah.
Like it's so long and good is what's impressive.
Yeah.
Like anything could just go on forever.
Absolutely.
But if it just dropped like Naruto.
Doraemon has gone for like 5,000 episodes.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you're watching it.
Yeah, exactly. Like Detective Conan.
Yep.
Billion episodes. But what's impressive about One Piece is that like it's still engaging. But if you fuck up the pacing, then no, it isn't.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know? Like,
the reason I was able to watch it and love it as much as I do is because I'm working out while I'm watching it. So I'm like doing
it's like
this
a half a background
literally,
show. Yeah.
like it's a podcast. And I understand that I can look away for 5 minutes and nothing's going to happen. Now, honestly, switching to One Piece, it's kind of fucked me up. Because I'll watch, because what the way it works is that it's half-hour episodes. So they take 2 episodes and they condense those 2 episodes into anywhere between like 28 to 33 minutes. So what would have been 40 minutes is now a fourth shorter.
Yeah.
And so now the pacing is like it's like modern day breakneck. Every single time I put down my phone to do a set, I'm like, fuck, this is another thing I need to be reacting to.
Yeah.
So I'm putting out way more videos.
Right.
But like it's absolutely insane the level of
Do
change.
you notice any like quality drop or like any are you like, oh, that's something
it still
cut
feels
out of
like I'm
nowhere?
watching One Piece because I am.
Yeah.
But like it now feels like I'm watching like a modern cut of One Piece where it's like, oh my God, like stuff's happening and it's happening quick.
Right.
And the thing is, I have this thing, I have a, and I wasn't the one to put you onto this, but there's an app out there called Streamio, STREM.io.
Oh my
the
God.
app, completely legal, but it's a torrenting app. It's like a way to like gather all your torrents. So there's a magnet link for One Piece.
Right.
So I just click these magnet links and it just generates all of them into my players. So I just have to like click, 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 and I get to watch all of One Piece condensed into a perfect little thing. But every half hour I have to get off my bike or put down my weights and change episodes. But that's it.
How is it that they have not been sued into oblivion?
That's the thing is like they're like there's legal ways to like you can click your Netflix into it, but it's like okay, sure, you got Pirate Bay, but that's just us.
No, I mean the like people making it. You know what I mean?
That's but
like how long do you think it's gonna take before it becomes too popular?
It's been around forever. Not forever, but it's been around for a good amount of time. And like my thing is, if you're One Piece, right? If you're Kodansha, if you're Toei, why sue? Like, oh, people are watching the anime. Like, I guess it's about like, oh, we're not.
If they want to come out with One Piece,
Crunchyroll or like Toei would be the people who would be like, okay, like. It's an illegal stream, technically.
Yeah.
You're watching One Piece without paying, which is another thing, like completely free. Yeah. Like obviously support mangakas, but like you know what? I think Oda's okay. You know, like, I think the Oda and Oda's animators are doing fine.
Right.
But like that's the only thing. Like, put One Piece on Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, my thing would be like, I would lean into it. I'd be like, hell yeah, let's buy the rights to this. Let's stream it on Crunchyroll. You know how many people would click into that if it was like officially supported by Crunchyroll or Funimation or something like that?
For sure. You'd get so many new like watchers.
It would be absolutely huge. That's the thing. It was like Dragon Ball Kai coming out, being like, I know you heard the pacing was bad of Dragon Ball Z, but like now we have this secondary option.
Yeah. Well, that's why I think like if One Piece were to come after it, it'd be like in case they want to make a One Piece Kai.
Yeah.
Because they could get sued if they make like, you know, quote unquote One Piece Kai and the edits are like in similar spots to One Piece. Like One Piece. Well, I guess they couldn't because One Piece isn't like, well, no. So there's this thing. Maybe they could because there's this thing where like if you go and meet like, you know, like Christopher Nolan or some like director or writer, and you're like,
I'll call him up right now.
Call him up right now. Yeah, I'll ask him.
I loved the Barbie movie.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Fuck.
God damn it. It was like one phone call.
I like, yeah, then he cracks his phone in half.
It's like, that's it. That's all I'm taking this year.
But if you go up to him and you meet him and you're like, hey, I have this script, it would mean the world to me if you looked it over, just like gave me some notes, or just like told me whether or not you liked it. They legally should not do it. Like every writer or director will tell you this, because if they look over your script and then like, and they're like, yeah, thanks, blah, 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 I read it, blah, blah. Or even if they don't tell you you read it, if you just send it to them and somehow you know it got there, and then in 10 years, Christopher Nolan makes a movie with ideas that are similar to your script, you can sue him.
That's crazy.
So that's why I wonder, because it's not like you have copyright to that script, but like that's why I wonder, like, they don't have copyright to One Piece. Maybe they could sue if like One Piece Kai comes out and it's like,
I mean, I think all you really need to do is like make your servers in Russia, and then it's like have fun fucking fine. It's like it's the reason that Kiss Anime and, you know, Go Anime and all those places have existed forever. It's like have fun tracking me in Taiwan. You know, it's like put your servers in Mongolia and like, oh no, you didn't find me. Like,
God,
I'm okay.
You're such a criminal. I don't even know what you're talking about. Kiss Anime, animeheaven.ru. I haven't heard of any of these.
Haven, H Anime Top TV.
Go Anime 123. What is this?
I only ever used Crunchyroll and Funimation. The two of the ones I listed were
and VHS.
Here's my thing. If I could completely derail this entire conversation.
Yeah, please. It's been going on.
Where do you legally watch hentai?
Where do I legally watch hentai?
Okay. Here's my thing. Right. So like, obviously, there's hentai websites out there.
Sure.
But like, where do you get it? Like, okay, like anime.tv. I was told by a friend that's one of the places you could find it.
Okay.
Where? There's no Crunchyroll for hentai. Like, do you have to buy
kind of. There's some anime that just might as well be hentai.
Of course, there's some, but there's no place, like, do I have to go to individual websites? Do I have to buy the DVDs? Like, where does one acquire legal hentai?
I don't know.
There's no subscription service for hentai.
To be completely honest, I, like, have never watched hentai. I don't like it at all.
Yeah, me too. Totally.
Wink. No.
Yeah, that's this guy. Yup.
I don't like it at all. It's like strange to me.
Fucking love hentai. Huge hentai guy. Absolutely. I'll wear that on my chest. I don't give a shit.
It just like doesn't do anything for me to know that it's like, if there's a woman even involved, like if it's voice acted, then.
Oh, you just start thinking about the booth. You're
in there.
Like, you're in the
just
booth
in a booth. Like no one's actually enjoying anything. Like no one's having sex.
Oh, because you think porn stars are like, wow, this is incredible?
No,
it's a day of work.
But there's more. I can pretend more.
They don't love each other in porn, Danny.
No, but they kiss, Nick. Nick, they kiss.
Yo, shit, you're right. They do kiss. I hadn't thought about
dummy.
that. Oh,
they
my
kiss.
God.
Sometimes they hold hands.
When do they hold hands? You got to send me some. I've never seen them hold hands.
I want some hot shit, my dude.
Just 25 uninterrupted minutes of hand holding.
Listen, I hop right on the Pornzog and I go, people kiss and then hold hands.
Yeah, and then they tell their children they love them.
Yeah.
Kiss their kids goodnight. Yeah. Okay, that's what I'm watching today, ladies and gentlemen. Can't believe this is such a crazy evolution in your character arc.
What? That I don't like hentai?
That's wild to me.
I just don't like, it's too like.
Grow up on it.
It's too performative. It's like, because I also don't like porn that like feels fake, you know?
This is wild.
What?
This is the more fake, the more the better. I know it's so weird. Lean into it. Who gives a shit?
It's just like, I don't know. I'm not like,
Listen, when I found Overwatch,
oh yeah.
I knew all, let's just say I knew all the characters in Overwatch before I ever played Overwatch.
Wow.
I knew every single one of them.
Wow.
I was like, oh my God, that's Widowmaker. I know, I know her pretty well.
I love that. That's Widowmaker.
Yeah.
Like,
I actually never usually read the entirety of the title.
Yeah.
Never.
wow, that's Widow gets slammed.
That's Reinhardt. He's well endowed. Okay. Yeah. You're
Nice.
Reinhardt.
Look at you.
Yeah. Try my hardest here. I do the puns on this podcast. But yeah, so now that we've talked entirely about hentai, how do we feel about death baiting?
Oh, where like fake out deaths?
Yeah.
Hate it.
Really?
Hate it.
So, okay.
That's One Piece's biggest flaw to me.
Well, the problem is it's not only One Piece's problem, but like One Piece definitely does do it. Like Luffy.
Demon Slayer pisses me off with it too. And I love Demon Slayer.
Okay, here's my thing though.
Yeah.
So you don't like death baiting. No, I don't think anybody likes death baiting. But as a community, would we rather that the characters die?
Yeah.
Like if it's like, oh my God, Luffy's covered in poison, would you just rather he kicks the bucket?
No, well, it's like, I'm not, like with Luffy.
Yeah. Not the main character.
Yeah,
Bad example.
Exactly. It's like, obviously they need to get to like the brink or whatever. But like Oda, what annoys me about Oda is every arc, I will get a panel, because I read it, I will get a panel of like Usopp with like his nose broken, his eyes are like white, and he's all like just fucked up.
Just destroyed, yeah.
Usopp has no teeth anymore,
Usopp
canonically.
gets really fucked up in the beginning of One Piece. And towards the end, he's completely fine.
Oh, really?
But like in the early days of One Piece, they just kick the shit out of Usopp.
He gets unbelievably fucked up, and Oda just goes too far with it. And Bungo Stray Dogs does too, actually. Not that you can relate.
The entire first episode of season 5 was like, haha, nobody died.
Well, like, yeah, like, Oda goes too hard in the sense that it's like, people are getting, like, reamed, like, should be dead, like, Gojo episode 3 of Jujutsu Kaisen season 2.
Oh, yeah.
Like, where he gets cut in half. They get too fucked up to the point where I'm like, I almost don't feel anything. Like, it's not crazy now that Usopp's teeth are in his eyeballs. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Every time you see them get on the brink of death, you're like, all right, fine, he's coming back. Yeah.
Yeah, and so then, but again, I don't need Usopp to die necessarily.
Yeah.
I do think, though, in instances where they do a true, like, death bait, like with Inosuke in Demon Slayer.
When he just moves his organs and shit like that.
Yeah, when he moves his organs and all that. I love Inosuke. Him not being in season 3, really, like, I felt it. It sucked. However, if you're going to commit to, like, same with Nezuko, if you're going to commit to death baiting me, I would prefer they die.
Really?
I was so hyped when I thought Nezuko was going to die. Because I was like, what a
crazy twist.
What a crazy turn.
What an absolute late game dick punch.
What a like, Nezuko dying would be great because she is Tanjiro's entire motivation.
Yeah.
And so it's like, with a fake out death, nothing changes. Like, they die, you get shocked for a second, and then everything returns to the status quo. Most of the time, nobody learns anything.
Yeah.
If it's a good show, they will, but a lot of times they don't. Whereas, like,
I think Nezuko's actually a bad example of that.
Oh, really?
Because Nezuko, like, her death.
Oh, she makes
her the, like, subject
powers.
of admiration for Muzan. So, like, it pushes like her fake. But I think Inosuke is a really good example of that, because it's like, he died. And it was like, oh no, he moved his organs. It's plot armor is like another way to talk about it.
Yeah, it's plot armor and it just means nothing. Like, because then he comes back and then it's like, oh, silly adventure.
Yeah.
But if he died, now it's like, oh shit, like, how does Tanjiro take this? Maybe this makes Zenitsu braver because he's like, I can't be a cowardly bitch. Like, Inosuke died protecting us. Like, deaths change so much. Like, Full Metal Alchemist, Mei's and Nina's death reverberate all throughout the show.
People still talk about it to this day.
Yeah, it's like, so I'm on episode 30 and Ed is still like thinking about how fucked up it is.
Never
and it's
goes
still
away.
Changing him.
And the last episode of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, he's like, I'm just a boy who couldn't save a little girl. Like, that's saves the world, and he's like, it's like, don't give me praise. Like, I lost Nina Tucker. And it like sticks with him.
Yeah, that's great. Why'd you bring up death baiting?
Okay, so one, Oda has Oda has addressed this because everyone's like, stop death baiting us.
They're
Like,
sick of it.
like he's absolutely addressed it.
Yeah.
And he's basically just been like, listen, at the end of every arc, there's a big old party.
It's a party,
We can't have a party if anyone's dead. That's bar for bar what he said.
I know. Shut up.
Yeah.
What are you
It's like
talking?
you can. Like it would be a little sadder party, but like we'll be fine.
Can we skip a party in arc? Like,
No, it's like
yeah,
drastically
every arc
important.
needs a party. Like,
It's drastically important.
what a weirdo.
I cannot. I'm so addicted. I'm so addicted to moving it. It's absolutely. I don't know.
The desk keeps rising and
I
falling
don't
for
know.
audio only
There's a lock
listeners.
button. I'm stupid.
Well, he has such weird, and he's an incredible mangaka.
Yeah.
Love One Piece. Truly my only flaw with it is the death baiting.
Yeah.
He is so strange with his like ideals in terms of like he's like he's horny as hell, but has nothing to do with it.
He loves drawing big old boobies.
But he's like Luffy doesn't kill. He just like destroys their dreams, and like dreams mean everything. And there's either a theory or he said it where he's like, the more attractive a character is in One Piece, the more like passionately they have chased their dreams. So like Kobe.
Yeah.
Thank
Kobe.
you. Kobe starts off ugly, and then he has a glow up because
He finds what he wants to do.
he finds what he wants to do. He has passion, and like same with like some other characters, I believe. But like Usopp has a crazy glow up.
He does actually. You're right. He gets hot. He gets hot. He's like after the time skip, he gets like ripped.
Huge glow up, and like I think Oda has said that where he's like, I will make like Don Flamingo is really attractive. Doflamingo is really attractive because he like is the like most passionate towards his like goal out of like that group
Of just destroying the world.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's like Oda has these weird ideals that he like that, and that he's like every arc needs to end in a party. It has to.
Literally.
And it's like, why? What? Who's telling you this?
It's just the way it works. Every single thing, like Zoro gets drunk, Luffy eats a bunch of meat, like everybody sings. Luffy sticks chopsticks in his nose. I burped mid-sentence. It was bad. And then like everyone has fun, and so he's like, I don't want to kill everybody. But the reason I'm bringing it up is because there's some controversy currently around Black Clover, the manga specifically. And Black Clover.
Spoilers.
I'm gonna try to avoid them the best I can.
You can spoil to me. I don't care. If you're gonna spoil, just let people know is all I'm saying.
So in chapter 367, basically Black Clover is just as bad, if not worse, at death baiting than One Piece. It's bad.
Yeah.
Like it's like people will like literally like Gauche is like this character who can use like mirror abilities. And there's a point where he just gets fucking run through.
Yeah.
Like run through with a sword. And multiple times whenever somebody's on the brink of dying, somebody else just awakens like, oh, my magic can heal people. Like that's the thing. Like they just realize and like, oh, my magic can heal people and you're safe now.
Right.
So like Gauche gets like fucking run through one of these. And like Charmy, who's like usually a mage who can only like make magical food, realizes that she can save his life.
Right.
And then like Sekirei, who has like sealing magic, like a bunch of people get fucked up and she's like, oh, I can use my sealing magic to seal off wounds, and saves all their lives. And then these people are like all of the captains at the end of the Dark Triad arc are like supposed to die. And then like somebody kicks in the door and is like, no, I'm going to save all. Like Mimosa is this like character who has like flower magic that can heal everybody.
I know Mimosa.
Yeah. And every single time that like anybody's ever in danger, Mimosa just shows up and saves everybody from the brink of death. Nobody dies.
Right.
Like even the bad guys in Black Clover, unless they're devils, don't die.
Right.
Like they just like, they get like purified and they get saved and then they come to help later. Like Leet, who was like the bad guy of like the earlier arcs, just like comes back and helps now. So like chapter 367 had a really crazy death bait, and then on top of that had like a kind of insane out of nowhere power up. So it was like those are the two things that people have beef with Black Clover, is like kind of unjustified power ups and then like insane death baits, and those both happening in one chapter. The community is up in arms.
Oh,
like
geez.
it's like people are like, so Yuki Tabata is the mangaka, and people are like calling for like a magazine overhaul to be like, I need somebody else to finish the story. Like they're getting so out of pocket.
Wow.
Like people are just like, because like what the problem is right now is the mangaka is healthy, but his family is going through some problems. So like he's kind of been like dancing with the idea of doing a hiatus.
Yeah.
And recently, recently the manga went on a bit of like a delay, and everyone was like, okay, this is the delay, this is the indefinite hiatus, like he's stepping away from the manga, like we need to like, or like it's like maybe they're gonna switch magazines, stuff like that. And apparently it was just because there was a festival going on in Japan, and it's coming back like August 20th, I think. So like that's fine. But Shonen Jump updated their banner. They have a part of their website that's current series.
Right.
So like obviously on the Shonen Jump app, you can get anything. Yeah. You can read old manga, new manga, like stuff that's coming out. And so on their banner, it's all of the main characters from all of their current series. And they had a hidden banner, like one that they made that they're gonna like put up later. Asta's not in it.
Wow.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's not like, oh my god, we forgot to add Asta. Like other characters, like Yuji is edited to fill the space that Asta was once in.
Whoa.
So people are coming to three conclusions. One, Black Clover's going monthly, which would mean it would go from Shonen Jump to V Jump, where Boruto and Dragon Ball Super are.
Gotcha.
Two, it's switching magazines entirely. It's going to like Weekly Young Jump or Kodansha. Or three, Black Clover is going to be forced to finish before the end of the year, which means that Yuki Tabata has 18 chapters max to finish the story.
Wow.
Which would be like the Bleach treatment, because the problem with Bleach is that they had to finish the manga. Like they were like, all right, we're not making as much money as we used to. This needs to end now. So Chichi Koba didn't get to do anything he wanted to do in the end.
Right.
So like that's why they're kind of like doing new things in the anime right now, because like they're giving him the moment to like flesh out. So like Black Clover is in this weird like there's a new chapter coming out on the 20th, but like why does that new current series thing not have Asta?
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Wow, the conspiracies.
Dude, so like people are like, I think like either like Shonen Jump is like that's why these like death bait things are happening and power up things are happening, because like Yuki Tabata has like 4 months to finish the manga.
That's so weird. I could have sworn people loved where Black Clover was at right now in the manga.
They do. Like I love it. Like so like for reference, I loved chapter 367. And if you look
But it's just these tropes.
Well, the thing is, if you look at what's happened like objectively on a deeper sense, like of the last couple of chapters, the power up makes sense. Also, there's a track record for the person who saved everybody, saving people using healing magic.
Right.
So like, and like that person like used up their entire life force to heal everybody. So like everything that happened made sense within the confines of the anime, but the problem is it just like two big things happen in one chapter, and like people like who weren't necessarily paying as much attention as possible were like, what the fuck? Like, because it was like objectively a crazy chapter.
Yeah. Well, those are also just annoying twists.
Yeah.
Like out of nowhere power-ups, and like, which you're saying are not out of nowhere, but in of here.
Yeah.
And death baiting.
That's the opposite. Yeah.
Which always sucks.
Well, the thing is, but like with one character, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But, and I understand, I also hate death baiting, and I would also probably rather have the people die. But the thing is, like, it's so weird because it was everybody. Yeah. It's like if Black Clover killed people that had death baited, it would just be Asta left. And even Asta wouldn't be around. Like, Asta's been death baited. So it's like every single character has been like, oh, this is it. And then, you know, a magical whip grabs them by the waist and they're fine. So like, it's kind of like a damned if you do, damned if you don't, because there'd be nobody left.
Right.
So that's why I'm like, how do we feel?
Well, but it's also like, no, because that's as if, just don't put them in that situation.
That's my thing.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, if you don't want to death bait a Nosuke, and I'll just use a Nosuke because I know that one. If you don't want to death bait with a Nosuke, but you don't want to kill him, just don't have him get stabbed through the fucking mouth.
Exactly.
Like, just have him get fucked up a little. Like, that episode still is good with him getting fucked up. It's not like, I think it's wrong to assume that you need these like, oh my God, he's dead moments to think that it's good.
Because that's the thing. In the moment, you're like, oh, it's like better for the moment. But then it takes the seriousness out of the arc as a whole. I think death baiting is cool as it's happening. But then when they get saved, you're like, fuck this arc. You know?
Exactly.
It's like even if the arc is still good, you're like, the high that I got from believing that they might die and the seriousness of that moment is immediately diminished and almost like brought to like a trough instead of a peak. Because the fact like you saved them and how you did it.
Right.
So like I would also much rather not have it. But yeah, that's everything with death baiting. Little question for you though.
Yeah.
Do you know that there's a Zom 100 live action movie and it's ahead of the anime?
Like it's out?
Out. On Netflix.
What?
Already, it's like an hour and a half long. It makes it to the shark. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I feel like we watch it.
I also feel that way.
I feel like we watch it. And then we report back on it.
That's crazy.
I feel like this week, like we do that. It's an hour and a half.
Yeah.
This happens very frequently in Japan. Like live action movies like of anime get made, all like manga usually get made in Japan. If like they hear an anime is going to get made, like they just make it. That's how
weird.
like the Full Metal Alchemist brother, like Rurouni Kenshin, like all of these got made.
Well, Full Metal Alchemist came out like years after Brotherhood.
Oh,
though.
yeah.
Well, that's what's weird is not that there's a Zom 100 movie, but that they are going. Like, was the manga popular?
Yeah.
I never heard of this fucking thing until like Anime Expo. Like, they're going all in on Zom 100. They had the shark, like the big shark statue at AX.
Yep.
Like, it's just weird. Like, you would think it's Chainsaw Man.
It did kind of come out of nowhere.
Well, yeah, with how like all in they've been.
I think it's because of the season. I think because the
it's a
season
down
is so
season?
isekai heavy.
Yeah.
And then there was like, okay, here's something that's like fun, like the art direction is cool, like it's popular in Japan. But it's kind of, I guess the best example would be there's also a Tokyo Avengers movie.
Yeah.
That you probably never, like I just saw it on an airplane once on my way to Japan and I was like,
it's out.
It's
a live action
it's
out
been
one?
out.
That's
Yeah.
great.
It was
Are
in
they
this-
ever good?
No,
These live action
they're
anime
always
movies?
really bad.
Man.
They're like low budget,
Yeah.
like just like look awful.
Yeah.
Like, but like if you're a big fan of the manga, you watch it.
Yeah,
But I feel like it's like a simpler concept because it's just a zombie movie.
Yeah.
And it's made by the same people who do Alice in Borderland, I think.
Which is good, maybe?
It's similar. I think Alice in Borderland. No, that's not a zombie one, is it?
I think.
They're like in a video game, right?
I think it's a zombie. I
is it?
don't know. I have no idea.
Okay, but like so, I think we watch it and report back onto it.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, but also you do have homework this week. So I won our draft last week
know, that's
because
the
of course
thing.
I did because I'm nice like that.
That's whack. That's absurd that
do
you
you
won.
mean?
That's insane that you won.
I had United States of Smash. I had the Celestial Dragon Punch.
I think it's whack.
Those two alone.
I think it's whack that it wasn't most painful punch and it was like hardest punch.
I feel like those are one and the same thing.
They're not one and the same. United States of Smash doesn't hurt. Dead instantly. What was the other one you said?
Wait. No, United, he was not dead. One for all absolutely walks away for that.
But like,
all for one walks away from that.
But you can't like gauge how much it hurt because he's this fucking sea cucumber.
What do you mean I can't gauge
There's no
how
like
much
he's a sea cucumber with no eyes. How can you tell how
I'm
much
sorry,
that
I haven't
hurt
got
that
the
man?
6D television where I get to feel what the anime characters are going
That's
through.
like when I was doing my most painful punches series, people were like, do the one where Goku punches Krillin through a bunch of rocks. And it's like, I don't know how much getting punched through a bunch of rocks hurts.
It doesn't fucking tickle.
It might though.
Have you ever fallen on concrete?
No.
What?
I don't think I
You've
have.
never fallen over on a road?
I'm pretty sturdy.
You've never like fell off a bike or like
No.
like you've been skateboarding, you hit a rock.
No.
It's
I'd never be caught outside like that.
It's just a baffling
I could
level
fall
of difference
like
in our
that.
childhood. Okay, regardless,
It's just, no, it's like when it's so, whereas you take the one from like Naruto where Sasuke does an I threw it up face, that is relatable pain.
Have you ever been punched so hard your pupils disappeared?
I had been punched for sure.
You have no concept of these things.
What are you talking about?
One of the most powerful punches in Naruto is when Naruto uppercuts Sasuke so hard he like creates a crater.
Yeah.
Like Sasuke misses the Chidori and Naruto like chin musics him so hard.
Yeah.
You've never been through that. I bet you would hurt like fucking shit though.
But there's factors of the animation that make you feel the pain. One, Sasuke's chin gets changed biologically. It flattens his fucking chin.
It does,
it's
yeah.
Like the face looks painful. Whereas the one with All for One is like fucking, he's just on the ground and he's like, oh, it hurt.
He literally cripples the strongest man on earth with a punch so powerful
Is he still awake?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Exactly. We don't remember.
What? Yeah, I'm sorry.
If he's knocked unconscious, it didn't hurt.
I wasn't watching one of the most incredible moments in anime and voice acting history being like, oh, is he awake? I don't know. On a 1 to 10, with like 10 being pregnancy, how painful was that punch?
That's like being like, oh, like if we do our draft for today, which is characters with the best drip, and I'm like, oh, fucking Ino has the best drip. And you're like, why Ino? Her outfit's fine. I'm like, well, I didn't go through Naruto being like, who has the best drip? Like you're doing the draft. It doesn't matter if you were paying attention. You pulled the draft.
That is the wildest false equivocation I've ever seen in my entire life.
What are you talking about?
Okay, all right. First off, drip is incredibly, it's subjective.
But
like,
I'm saying,
I can understand fashion. I can't put myself in somebody else's shoes and be like, oh, I've been punched into a crater. I know what that feels like.
It's the face, Pito or Pito?
Pito.
Their face mangled, still awake, just fucking like teeth up in their eyebrows.
Yeah.
Looks painful as hell. Whereas like any One Punch Man punch, dead instantly, even though it's a strong punch.
Okay, that is the only circumstance in which I understand if like difference between survived and dead. That's it.
What's another one that you picked? What was another punch?
I don't remember all of them. I was United States of Smash. There was Luffy punching a celestial dragon.
That's fine.
Punching him back into the manga.
That's a good one.
I don't
That's
remember
what I
any
mean.
of the
You
other
get a
ones.
lot of pain in the like his whole head conforms to Luffy's fist and the color leaves him.
Uh-huh.
That looks painful.
I've never been punched so hard I switched to another dimension.
It's in capturing a feeling, an emotion.
Yeah, punching somebody back into a manga.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a feeling that we all
dazed.
understand.
Yeah.
No, it's the swell of I'm not having this conversation with you.
I can't believe I lost. I have to watch fucking
So you have to watch
Sword Ass Online.
One of the greatest isekais, the greatest isekai ever created.
Which is saying nothing.
It's not a high bar. It's an incredibly low bar. It's actually probably not the greatest isekai ever made. I would give that to either, not even Log Horizon. The new season was not good.
Sword Farts Online is what I gotta watch.
Listen. I understand that Angel Beats didn't do well when I said it would do well. Sword Art will do well.
I can't trust you. I've never had a show do worse than Angel Beats.
Very popular. Angel Beats is a 12-episode anime from 2013.
Yeah.
Sword Art is one of the most popular animes on Earth.
I'll feel it out. I'm going on. Well, I will watch it. I'm this Sunday through Tuesday. Me and my roommates are going on like a little writer's retreat in Big Bear, just to get out of the house and like work on short film scripts and stuff like that.
So cute.
And so that's 3-ish days because we'll come back Tuesday
Cannot
night.
believe I wasn't invited. The FOMO is so ridiculous. I'm the one who...
It's work. It's a work retreat.
I'm the reason you know Big Bear exists.
We were just looking at... what's it called? Airbnbs. We weren't like looking in Big Bear, just within 2 hours.
Fucking love Big Bear.
I know you do.
I almost bought a fucking house there. I want to be in Big Bear right now.
Oh my god, if you moved to Big Bear, I'd be furious.
I'd be so happy.
My drive became 2 hours with no traffic.
Oh god, I'd be so much happier in Big Bear. There's a lake. There's not only a lake, there's a mountain. What more could you ask for?
It is nice.
The snow melts and then we get to ride around in our boats. Oh, the snow's back. I get to ski. That's everything. It's everything I ever
Why
wanted.
didn't you move to Big Bear then?
That one. That should kill herself in a week flat. A week flat.
There's shops.
There's no Sephora.
They have Amazon.
No. They don't have Rodeo Drive. They don't have Potato Corner.
Wow.
No, yeah, it wouldn't work.
So ritzy.
Also, I need to be close to you.
Well,
I am contractually obligated to be within an hour proximity of you.
Well, now, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know. And I appreciate that. Well, listen, we'll move to Big Bear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd go to Big Bear.
Houses are so much cheaper out there.
Really?
I was looking at like a 5-bedroom house. It was like 3,000 square feet. It was $1 million.
I have no concept of
that would be like
any
3
of those
million in
numbers.
LA.
Okay.
Everybody
I guess
outside of
that's
California
better.
just swerved into traffic. Literally,
Yeah.
they're like, what the fuck? But yeah,
Big Bear is just Virginia of the West, or Vermont.
I guess it's more expensive than Vermont. Actually, Vermont and New Hampshire are both getting very expensive. It's because they have water. Everybody's preparing for the water wars. That's what my mom says. She's like, my mom said, we have water. And I was like, that's why all like the lake houses are selling out. People are like preparing for the apocalypse. And I'm like, I think it's probably just because it's nice and people work from home, but like, do you, mother? But we have a draft to do.
Yeah.
We also have to finish our tier list.
Yep.
So do we want to do our tier list right now?
Let's do draft, right?
Let's do our draft first.
Yeah.
So Tanya already alluded at it. This week's draft, we're going to be talking about which characters in anime have the most drip. So I went first last week. So Daniel, I know you don't have anybody on my list, so please go ahead.
You don't think I have anybody on your list?
My list is very curated to me. I don't think there's anybody on my list who would make it to yours.
Interesting. I'll do Tengen.
That's a good choice.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
That's a good choice.
But now I'm suspicious.
Wasn't even on my list.
I want to adapt to your list.
Wasn't even on my list. Listen, the headband, the arms, the massive. I think the fact that he's 6'6" and ripped also helps him.
It for sure helps
because it's a very simple outfit.
Yeah.
But like when you're 6'6" and ripped, of course you're sleeveless.
It's great. The headband helps too. He's just great.
He's flashy.
Color. Yeah, great color coordination.
To match your flashiness, I'm gonna have to go first pick Doflamingo. Between the flared out glasses, a pink feather jacket. Who's the guy who was in Creed 3 and was also the bad guy? With the bad guy in Creed 3, but he's also Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors did like a photo shoot for GQ and like did the outfit. It was all anime inspired.
Oh, really?
The drip was immaculate.
That's crazy.
So Doflamingo, easy.
Is he shirtless with that big pink thing?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
You have to be.
Fair. Super fair. I got Yugi Moto.
The sheer amount of accessories and belts.
The fucking like walking belt advertisement that man
he got 2 belts on his waist, belts on his wrists.
The best part about him is that
pendant?
That is the outfit before the like goth pharaoh possessed him. Like the pharaoh just possessed him and he was like, all right, I guess this is what we're working with. Holy shit.
You know what? Chose the right guy. I like this. All right, my second pick, Future Trunks. That's a great choice, and you know it. The tank top, the Capsule Corp crop jacket.
Damn it.
I would like Future Trunks low-key called fashion because that's what fashion is today. You would see that on Melrose.
I'm looking around now. I gotta make up.
Nobody here has drip whatsoever.
Damn, that rules.
Yeah.
Future Trunks. What an idiot I am. I'll go David from Edge Runners.
The jacket is
rules.
a good look.
Jacket rules, but he's also one of those outfits that like you don't realize, but when he pops off the jacket, he looks fresh still because it just is like skin tight black V-neck. It's got the chain, baggy pants.
Yeah,
he essentially turns into who's the villain in season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen?
Oh, Toji?
He essentially just has Toji's outfit, but with the sick jacket.
Especially once he's ripped.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna go number 3 here. Just because you said nobody from Naruto should be on this list, Tobirama. Incredible drip.
Wow.
Immaculate drip.
Thanks for letting me catch up.
Listen, that is a fantastic... The white fur around the blue armor with the white hair, like the best drip. Some people say Minato, it's Tobirama, best dressed in Naruto easily.
I stand by. No one in Naruto has any drip. No, here's the thing. People will...
Sai. The black crop top.
Oh, he looks terrible.
He looks great.
Anyone that people will like try and come to you and be like, what about this outfit? What about this outfit? If you look at it for more than 15 seconds, you start picking apart how stupid it looks. Like Sasuke's black romper, people love. Think about, he's got a black turtleneck romper. Young Sasuke, when he first learns Chidori.
Yeah.
It's got a black turtleneck romper, and everyone's like, that's a rad outfit.
Nah. You're out of pocket. Listen, Sasuke when he kills Orochimaru, white jacket, blue pants, purple rope.
Not a good look.
Drip.
Not drip.
He accessorized. He had a purple rope. You didn't need them. That's an accessorization.
Absolutely. You want to talk about accessories? I'll do Akaza.
Akaza?
Yeah, he's got ankle bracelets. I'm looking at him right now. He's got those like, you know those beads?
Is that your choice?
Yeah.
So your number 3 pick is Akaza.
Yeah. Akaza looks great.
He's wearing a vest with no shirt, Danny.
It's sick. The vest rules. It complements his tattoos real well. Love the baggy pants. Akaza's got a great outfit.
You're reaching and it's tough to watch. Number 4.
Who's that guy? I won't pick him. Who's that?
That's your 4th pick, actually.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
My 4th pick, easy. Another fur jacket, Crollo.
Who's Crollo?
Crollo's the leader of the Phantom Troop. Black jacket, white fur, shirtless with an upside down cross on the back. It is and then heaven forbid you talk about his form in the York New City arc when he's got the suit on with the bandana over the marking on his forehead. Crollo with the black hair pushback. That is easy. Easy. The 4th round with Crollo, you're going to give me that?
This guy looks fresh.
He's
for sure.
sick.
Okay.
Everybody in the Phantom Troop has good fashion, but there's a reason he's in charge.
I gotta make up some time.
Yep.
I had one. I don't think I'm gonna go with it anymore. I'm gonna skip straight to your Forger.
Your Forger with the... Are you talking Thorn Queen with the black dress?
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's a great outfit.
It's one of my favorite cosplays to see on women. I'm like, that's a very good cosplay.
It's an absolutely great outfit.
I want Dorothy to do it because Dorothy is tall and has long black hair, and I'm like, you would be perfect for this. But all right, I can't believe you're giving me all of these. I have choices here. I could go Jotaro because Jotaro's drip is god tier. Who else has a hat that is also hair?
Weak normie pick.
I'm gonna go a little outside of the norm here, and I'm gonna say Sinbad from Magi.
Sinbad
from Magi. This is one of the most dripped out man in anime. Period. This man knows how to accessorize. He is in gold head to toe.
Oh, this is cheating.
No, it is not.
This dude looks crazy.
You just haven't seen it.
This dude looks crazy.
Sinbad.
No one has seen this. What is this
Magi,
anime?
very popular anime.
What
Sinbad
is this?
has his entire Sinbad has an entire prequel series.
Damn.
Yeah.
This dude looks nuts.
It's not my fault you made the wrong choice.
Wow.
I know.
Am I out of picks?
Yeah,
Is
you're
that
done.
The final?
Yep.
Damn it. I should have threw Bon in there. I think Bon would have won some.
The red leather, the Michael Jackson red leather is
I
a good
also
look.
had Hibana from Fire Force.
Oh, the big jacket.
The big fur one. Those
Compliments
jackets are just so fresh.
They really are. I was going to go, if anybody from Fire Force, now it's probably Hibana, honestly. I can't think of anybody else. I mean, like, Tamaki, with the bikini is a look, I guess.
That's like hardly drip.
Yeah, like it comes off half the time.
Damn.
Yeah.
Future Trunks.
Absolutely
like
destroyed.
that wins it. Yeah.
I can't keep giving it. Well, honestly, we should do a draft. Like a scoring, like who's won X. I guess we don't really know because we got to start putting up.
We don't ask.
We got to put them up to vote every single week.
Yeah.
Or we're not.
Vote.
Vote on that. I mean, that one's another. I don't think you
That's
want
a
people.
sweep.
I don't think you want people to vote on that one. Honestly,
that's a sweep.
we should get to our tier list.
Yeah.
So me and Danny, because there's not a lot. I mean, we're still like an hour and 20 minutes into this episode, but because there hasn't been a whole lot going on anime wise, me and Danny are going to finish the tier list that we started a couple of weeks ago, and we're going to pick up exactly where we left off. So the last one that we did was JoJo's, which we decided that neither of us
We
had
haven't
seen enough.
seen.
We haven't seen enough to make
Yeah.
it like informed opinion. So
I like how we both decided we haven't seen it.
well, we've seen the first two seasons.
Yeah.
It's just not enough.
Yeah.
It's like watching like the first 50 episodes of Naruto and being like, oh, it's C tier. You know,
Right,
like
yeah.
you don't get an opinion. So our first thing up is, that's so fucking funny. Our first thing up is Magi.
B tier.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's C even.
I'll actually give you B
The
tier.
hell is Magi?
So it's either Maggie. No, I like Magi. It's a story about like a boy who has magic, and he's also like kind of what's the guy who flies around on a carpet?
Aladdin.
So I think he actually is Aladdin. It's like roughly based
Right.
off the story of Aladdin.
I picked up on that a bit when you mentioned Sinbad.
Exactly.
Was in it.
Yeah. So Sinbad is like this, like he's like in charge. He has like this prequel story where he's like the most powerful person in the universe.
Yeah.
Magi's just about like a little boy. It's been so long since I watched it. Kind of like just like running around the desert trying to become a powerful magician.
Did it like come and go? Is it ongoing?
It's gone now. I think it's like I think it's 50 episodes, and then there's the prequel, which is Sinbad. The power system's really cool. They have like kind of stands. It's like not stands, but like they have like big magical constructs that they can control, and they're like usually in the form of
a fucking Pokemon.
Yeah,
like,
right.
I love a stand.
yeah,
Like,
and so like you get like magical items that give you. It's been so long since I watched it. You get magical items that give you certain powers or something, and it's like you have to go into these like gates that appear, and at the end of these gates are these magical items. So everybody's like in a race to get to these gates. So Magi B tier, I feel like that's fair. All right, here's gonna be a controversial one.
Yeah.
MHA.
what were your feelings on the latest season?
It's adaption wise, it's not as good as other seasons.
Yeah.
Plot wise, it's my favorite arc in MHA.
I think, MHA has like really slowed down because season 1,
5 and 6 have not been as good as previous seasons.
5, 6, and the beginning of 4, I would even argue, because 4 picks up when he rescues Ari.
Yeah.
And
Gentle Criminal was kind of the beginning of the end for the anime.
Yeah.
It's still very, like, I watch it every week, like, religiously, but, like, it's definitely not, like, the first muscular fight. It's not, like, like, saving Eri, the 100, like, the foe 100% saving Eri and all of that.
Like, that was great. That fight against Overhaul is sick. Then, like, season 1 goes really hard just because it's this new world. You're getting introduced to all these characters.
Yep. Sports Festival.
Season 2 was sick. Is that Stain?
I think that's Stain. Season 3 is Muscular. We might have those switched.
Well,
but
Muscular is not like the villain.
Muscular's absolutely. Well, I guess it's like kind
Muscular's in an episode.
Muscular's before the troop, the League of Villains
Yeah.
invades the
I think
camp that they're at.
I think it's All for One.
Yeah. And then, there's obviously United States Smash in there.
I mean, yeah, regardless, like seasons 1 through 3 go really hard. And then I would argue first half of 4 is really slow. Picks up at the end, but then 5, like no one really likes.
Yeah.
And then 6, I kind of agree.
It's better than
like,
5, but there's like times when it got slideshowy that people got upset about.
Yeah.
I'm going to go A. I think MHA has, I literally have a term coined for MHA, which is MHA moments. Like moments where I'm like, I get like legitimate goosebumps.
Yeah.
Like there's times like, I think the manga of MHA is very good, but when it's like put into like with music and like motion and all of that, like when Uraraka saves Deku, when he comes back to UA, like I cried.
Yeah.
I get emotional over this show. It's not S tier because it's slipped up a couple of times, but like I think it's very easily A tier.
I'd put it like low A just because of the last couple seasons. Because again, I agree, in the early seasons, I was at like the height of like, oh my God, I love anime again. Like it reignited my love for anime. I was like, I was like, however old, like 19. And I was like, this is exactly how I felt when watching Naruto as a kid.
Child.
I didn't know I'd ever feel this again. This rules. And I just haven't really felt that in a
There's still
since
MHA.
Ari.
Yeah, there's still MHA moments for me.
Yeah.
I still really love, but like it's definitely the adaptation isn't as good now. Next up, Mob Psycho 100.
I didn't watch season 3.
Okay.
If I were to just go based on what I saw from season 1 and season 2, I would go A.
I'd go S.
Yeah, from season 3 included.
So
I believe you.
Some people have issues with season 3 because there's not a lot to adapt. So they do some like filler arc-ish things to fill the 12 episodes. So like they get abducted by aliens. They do some like cute shit. Like there's a couple of things because basically all that happens after season 2 is that Mob goes psycho and everybody has to fight it.
Nice. Zing.
And so, but like they like filled the space with some other stuff. But it was like kind of cool to me because like we got to see Mob live as a high school student, like basically what he wanted to do. I'm happy to split the difference and go high A.
I'd go S. Like, I believe you. If season 1 didn't exist, if it was just season 2's S. It's like season 1 is just really like, I like didn't get it. I was like, why is everyone fucking crazy about this show? What are you staring at?
Nothing, just the chat.
But yeah, I was like, why is everyone going nuts about this show? It's like ugly, kind of.
Yeah.
The animation's fine. It's like too quirky. And then season 2 is like, I don't know where it came from.
Yeah.
Like the quality just came out of nowhere.
It does the Yotapon cubes. The animation is gorgeous. And like, I love Mob as a character. It's a silly universe, but it's serious when it needs to be.
Yeah.
Mob versus, oh God, what's the green floaty guy's name?
Oh yeah. What is it?
Dimple.
Yeah,
Mob
Dimple.
versus Perfect Dimple is one of the best fights in anime, period.
Yeah.
It's so good. I love Mob Psycho.
I love the guy who could teleport. When he's teleporting, he grabs a dude by the head and the background just changes and he's just smashing him into shit.
Yep.
Unreal.
So good.
They do one shot where it's like a POV of a gun and he's teleporting around, and I was like, for some reason, I don't think I've ever seen someone's like animated POV with a gun look terrifying.
It like, especially when you like realize like it like puts you in the boots of like, oh, I could do nothing about this.
Yeah. It was great.
Up next, Naruto.
Oh.
You answer first.
B.
I don't hate that.
Mid to high B.
I don't hate that.
Because you gotta weigh it with the filler. You gotta weigh it with the lesser arcs.
Okay. Listen, the best fights in anime.
Yeah.
Period. As a whole, best fights in anime.
Great. Great characters that aren't balanced the best, but like great powers, memorable characters, like the tuning exam rules.
Yep. I mean, early days, Land of Waves, tuning exam, Konoha Crush, all incredible. Sasuke retrieval arc, peak, and then 80 episodes of filler. And then, now we're ready for the time skip. And then, 50 episodes, canon, we're crushing it. We do the Kazekage retrieval arc. We get Gaara back. There's all that fun stuff. And then, it's just like, okay, we get 50 episodes of canon, 50 episodes of filler. And then it's just flip for 500 episodes.
Yeah.
The war arc is, I think, 270 episodes long. It's something like 200 chapters in the manga. It's like the pacing, there's no pacing issues. It's just like they'll be like, oh, here's 30 seconds of the fight, and now, do you guys remember what Kakashi did as a child? And I'm like, it's just, it destroys the war arc as the longest arc in Naruto. Really cripples the anime as a total. The manga, S. Easy. Almost perfect, objectively, except for the war arc, which is still a mess.
I hear the art drops in quality
during the war arc?
significantly. Just like as it goes on. Same with Boruto. Like it hasn't recovered since.
Boruto has its moments, but it's definitely like, oh, like there's no background drawn.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, that's just Boruto standing in a white cube, you know?
It's like, I do genuinely think that the tuning exams like throw out nostalgia. One of the, like, probably the best tournament arc in all of anime.
Outside of Yu Yu Hakusho's Dark Tournament, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I really, because they do, like, My Hero does tournaments all the time. I don't feel like every fight in Naruto's tournament arc feels like a true bubble between the two characters.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, okay, I'm going to get like, even the 10-10 Tamari one, you feel like it's the 10-10 show.
Yeah.
For this brief pocket of time.
For 35 seconds until she gets her back rearranged.
Yeah. Each fight feels like its own entire arc, and it's so good. And My Hero, it's kind of just like, oh, this episode, Todoroki and Bakugo fight. That's fun. And then they fight. And then
it was like the Class 1A versus Class 1B thing.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like we were building like it was important, but not that important.
It was like interesting, but all of Class B felt like just throwaways. Whereas these were like, it was clear that Kishimoto was like teeing up characters that would be important for the rest of the series.
Yeah, of course. I'm going to give it a low A.
Wow.
Low A.
Okay.
I think that's what we do. I think that's the best thing. One Piece.
I'm in Skypia.
Yeah.
Like, who am I to? I'm not even technically at the good stuff.
I would say, as a watchability, like from a watchability standpoint, I'd say One Piece is less watchable than Naruto.
I'm like so afraid.
Listen, I think One Piece is also low A. I think it's close. I think Hit and Naruto are great for different things. Like, building of a universe is way better in One Piece. There's way less plot holes. I have no idea what that noise was.
That's the garbage truck downstairs.
Oh, that's Dorothy. Okay. Like watchability, like plot holes wise, One Piece is way better. But the fights usually pretty bad.
True. Also, I haven't seen the anime, so I haven't seen one. This is all you.
Okay, I'm also gonna give it an A.
Yeah.
It's just like, with what it's accomplishing story-wise, it's awesome. The pacing isn't great. And then like there's like towards the end, there's a lot better fights. Like obviously Kaido versus Gear 5 is like something everyone's talking about right now. Like the impact frame is crazy. Like Zoro, King of Hell moment, obviously huge. I'm not there yet. I'm in Whole Cake Island. There's been, I'd say Luffy versus Doflamingo was good. Luffy versus Rob Lucci was good. Zoro versus the giraffe guy was fine. It was okay. Sanji versus the wolf guy was fine. But like between Enies Lobby and Dressrosa, there's no good fights.
Interesting.
Like not even like Marineford contextually has good fights, but like nothing in Marineford is like, this fight was sick.
Right.
It's just like a war.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Again, I haven't seen it, and pacing does play a huge impact on like if an anime is good. So does animation. I know a lot of people like to be like, oh, fucking art style doesn't matter, animation doesn't matter.
Yeah,
100% does. It's 1,000%. What you're looking at all the time.
Yeah.
If I were to like give any input from the manga, I think if you asked me before I made it to Skypia, I'd probably say S. It really depends on what arc I'm in. Yeah. Because if you, like, now that I'm in Skypia, I'm like, A, because it's been so long since I'd been at such a height.
Yeah.
But if you asked me before Alabasta, when I was in the fucking, like, Baroque works arc. Yeah,
like Syrup Land or whatever. Yeah.
Like, I hated that
One Piece gets off to a very slow start.
I liked it it was, like, unstoppable pre the Baroque works. And I was like through Arlong Park.
To a halt when we meet Robin. Yeah,
grinds to a halt when we meet fucking the whale. Laboon.
Yeah. When they first get to the Grand Line.
Yeah, when I was at Arlong Park, I was like, this is an unstoppable force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
Laboon comes, screeching halt. I'm like, somebody kill this whale already.
So that's gonna make so many people. Like, it's like literally like a fan favorite character. But yeah,
Hate this thing.
the first 50 episodes of the Grand Line are objectively bad until they get to Chopper, and then Chopper's arc is good.
Chopper's really good, and then Alabasta is even better. Like,
Yeah.
I loved Alabasta. I didn't like, there was a lot more fake out deaths. Like, Lapel doesn't die. Luffy gets stabbed with a poison hook.
Luffy dies twice in Alabasta.
Guess what? Don't give your fucking characters poison ever.
Yeah.
It never means anything. I always, what are you grinning
Or
about?
just Luffy gets poisoned many more times.
It sucks.
Yeah.
If it's a main character, they're never gonna die from it. It's always gonna be bullshit.
Yep.
And then I hate when it's like
Once again, Demon Slayer,
Demon Slayer,
Entertainment District Arc, everybody gets poisoned.
Entertainment District Arc, season 3, this most recent one. The fucking Tokido gets poisoned by
Yeah.
the needles. Stop poisoning.
Yeah.
Like,
It's never gonna kill anybody.
it sucks. It adds nothing. It
Yeah.
never kills anyone. What's the next one?
One Punch Man. Manga-wise, S. First season, incredible. Second season, people don't like the animation as much.
Yeah.
People, because One Punch, honestly, is unfortunate because the manga is a piece of work.
Yeah.
Like, it's like art. So I'm going to say A. I love One Punch Man. It's probably my
Yeah.
favorite action manga of all time. I live and breathe it. So I'm going to say A. Do you have opinions?
I don't like One Punch Man at all. That's my hot take. I like get it.
Okay.
It's the biggest I get it energy because I'm like, I don't like it. It's like, you know, there's not much there story-wise, at least in season 1. I didn't see any of the others. I'm like, there's not much there story-wise. The humor's not that funny to me. It's like this, it's very weird, quirky, like awkward humor. And then I'm like, and the whole episode is just him like faffing about while the villain like boasts, and then he punches him once and he dies. People are like, no, that's the point. It's this and that. It's like, I know it's the point. It's a very clear, obvious point. I don't like it. If you don't find it funny, there's nothing for you. The animation's cool, but it's wasting time until he just hits him.
Okay.
You know?
You're right. For season 1 and for season, until Garo gets introduced, there's no story. I mean, Boros.
Yeah.
Boros is incredible.
Boros is cool.
But Boros is only a couple of episodes. It's a singular event.
Every episode is just a music video.
Yeah.
In the sense that it's like, not that the music's anything special, but in the sense that it's like the Boros episode is cool, carried by the animation. Like, if the animation was like just okay, like, what's an okay anime? Like, every anime, I feel like, has stunning animation nowadays.
That's just objectively not true. Tokyo Revengers.
If it had Tokyo Revengers or Attack on Titan animation, season 4, not good. Like, it would be just okay. But it's sick because the animation is sick, which I agree matters. Like, the animation being sick does give it points. I'm not one of those people who are like, oh, like, animation doesn't matter in an anime, but it's just like, yeah, like, I get it, and it's not. I feel the same way about it as I do with season 1 of Mob Psycho.
I'm not there with you.
Yeah.
But that's mostly because I've read the manga and the story of the manga is incredible. But also, it's kind of like you with Chainsaw Man, where it's like, oh, you guys don't get it. I don't think you get One Punch Man.
Really?
I understand that you think you get it, but I don't think you get it. I don't think you get it. I don't.
Whoa.
It's a perversion of shonen tropes, and like on like a very deep level, it's very intellectual. Like, it's very smart. And the universe that it's building in the manga is incredible. And once it gets adapted, finally, I'm excited. We'll split the diff. We'll call it a B.
Okay.
Promised Neverland.
The entirety of it?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with D.
Yeah.
Season 1, great. Season 2, what the fuck are we doing?
Season 2 is so bad. I agree with D.
Yeah.
Like, season 2 is so bad.
Tanks the show.
Tanks the whole thing.
Yeah.
Especially because season 1 is so one of those things, not even just anime, but it's one of those things where it's so contingent on like the follow-up, like it's intrigue based.
Yeah.
So the answers need to be really good. Otherwise, retroactively, the show's bad.
It's like Attack on Titan with the basement.
Yeah, exactly. Where it's like the whole season 1 is really good because you're like, man, like, what's the payoff? What's this weird mystery? But then when the mystery sucks and the answer's really whack, it's like, what is there for you anymore other than like cool artsy direction and great voice acting?
Yeah. Soul Eater.
I've
You've never seen it.
Seems cool.
I will answer. One of the best animes ever made.
Whoa.
A lot of filler though. But I loved the filler because the filler introduces a character called Excalibur, and he would just say, it would just be like, fool, and he'd be like, Excalibur. He's just this little guy that's the world's most powerful sword.
Does he sing that?
Yeah, he's like, Excalibur.
That's hype. I could watch you do that for hours.
And anytime somebody like says something, he's like, fool, and I love him. But the ending, unfortunately, the anime ended before the manga did, so they'd make an anime-only ending, which people do not like. So I'm going to give it an A because it was...
How's it compare to Fire Force?
Very similar.
But in, like, what do you like more?
Fire Force is better as an anime adaptation. Soul Eater is better as a manga.
Okay.
Yeah, but they're both, they're both incredible. That mangaka, I forget his name, he's a genius.
Is it worth just reading the manga?
I would watch the anime. It's good. It's a good. Like people want it remade because the ending is. I would watch the anime and then read the manga ending, and then just be like, oh, you can compare the difference to see which one you like more. But like, I never minded the anime ending. It's just like, basically the main character like punches the bad guy and wins.
Nice.
And everyone was like, oh, and a story about like using soul weapons, like in Soul Resonance, to make these like grandiose battles. So you finish it with a punch. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
There's Naruto Shippuden. Oh, it was Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. I say
no, it isn't.
No,
skip.
Skip. Yeah. Tokyo Ghoul.
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen Tokyo Ghoul?
No. I hear it's one of those things that I hear manga fans are like, fuck, this thing that's actually kind of good is dead now because the anime fucked it up.
Yeah. I'm gonna give it a C tier.
Wow.
Tokyo Ghoul. The first season and the majority of season 2 are really good, and then they completely changed the script, changed it, and they were like, we're not going to do any of the things that we did in the manga, and then they end season 2 in a way that doesn't end in the manga, and then season 3 comes around and they're right back to the manga.
Yeah.
So nothing makes sense, and then they absolutely fucked the adaptation of Tokyo Ghoul Re.
Right.
So it's like I've tried to watch it 6 separate times because I loved Tokyo Ghoul. I'm like, I can watch it. I love these characters. Let me be back in this universe. Every single time I get 4 episodes in, I'm like, I'm gonna fucking kill myself. So it's a C tier. It's one of the most cried for, we need to redo this things of all time. Can I
tell you something that just a memory unlocked in me?
Yeah.
The only thing I've seen from Tokyo Ghoul is the Kaneki and Jason whole sequence.
The counting down from 1,000 was 7. Yeah.
Yeah, where he's just torturing the hell out of him, and then when Kaneki kills him. And the only reason I've seen that, and I've seen it a lot, is because in 8th grade, I was talking to this girl, which means nothing in 8th grade.
No.
But I was talking to this girl who was would tell me that she was like, yeah, for some reason, that Kaneki torture scene is kind of hot. And I was like, that's kind of hot that you kind of think that's kind of hot.
And that's when you realize, I like scary women. It's funny now because Sarah is the least scary woman I've ever met in my entire life.
I know, she's very unscary.
She's literally a Animal Crossing character. I want to she's protect at all costs.
Yeah, she just walks in a room. She's like, bebop.
Yeah, literally, you just want to put a little flower bucket hat on her and be like, all right, on your way. You know? It's so funny how far you've come. All right, Yu Yu Hakusho, you've never seen.
No.
S tier, easily.
Really? Whoa.
It's also made by the guy who makes Hunter x Hunter. Best tournament arc of all time.
Does it surpass being old as hell?
Yes.
Yes?
Absolutely.
Still a worthy watch, to go back now?
Well, you know how, you like Dragon Ball Z's art style?
Yeah.
It's very similar to that. It's 90s-esque where it's OG Trigun. It's not ugly. It's stylized.
Right.
And it is objectively kind of worse looking than modern animation, but at the same time, it's listening to music on vinyl. You're okay, I
you
feel
want the grit.
Exactly. I feel like I can hear the music better now on vinyl, is at least what people say. I don't give a shit. Best tournament arc, Yusuke is incredible. Spirit Gun is iconic. There are so many things, tropes from Yu Yu end up in other anime now, and then Hiei is the prototype for the Sasuke's and the Kurapikas of the world, the dark antagonist, the Killuas, all of these kinds of people.
Right.
So incredible. I love it more than anything. Except for Hunter x Hunter. But yeah, Yu Yu is incredible. It's an S. Hell's Paradise.
Hell's Paradise, from what I've seen, I saw the first 12 episodes. So it's okay.
It's B.
Very B.
It's B.
It's very okay.
The manga's great.
Yeah.
The anime adaptation reminds me of season 5 or 6 of MHA, where I'm like, I was like, that is what's happening.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, oh, that's directly from the manga, but like the sound design, the art direction, nothing about it like swells the emotion that the manga did for me.
Nothing like feels overly passionate about it.
Yeah.
It just is like kind of
Like
happening.
it's the manga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very B.
It's unfortunate because it's probably the best out of the Dark Trio for me. And no, JJK is, who are we kidding? Vinland Saga.
Vinland Saga rules.
It's very good.
Yeah, it's super good. I would put it at S.
I would put it in S as well. It's grounded. It's realistic.
Yeah.
It's painful to watch at times.
Yeah.
One of the most human stories ever told through anime, I would say.
Yeah, it's one of the most like, it's anime. Like, it's definitely anime.
Yeah.
But it's always weird that no one brings it up in the discussion of like a good beginner's anime because it's so grounded.
Yeah.
And it's so like, not realistic, but it's just like the shit they're talking. It's so mature. That's what I mean.
It's emotions is what it is. It's like I resonate with this spiritually.
Yeah. It's so like, the dialogue is like smart. Like it's like talking to you like you're an adult. And it like loves history.
It does.
Like the guy, it's almost like, I mean to bring this up every week. But every now and then Oda in the manga, which I guess you haven't experienced, will do a like little explanation in One Piece.
Yeah.
Oda in the manga of One Piece will do a little explanation of like, where it's like, oh, this is a log pose. And they'll be like, what's that? He'll give like some like real ass science behind it.
Yeah.
It's like, shut the fuck up. Your main character.
It's a woojity boobity.
Yeah,
this
like,
is Mr. Dubstep. He tells us where to go.
Yeah, like to be like, oh, the boobledy-doobs, like make it work. Like, it's like fucking, it's so weird. Every now and then, Notice like, by the way, I love the sea, actually.
Yeah.
Vinland Saga is very that, but in a way that's like, I like it more. It like massages my brain where it'll be like, in 1341, the England Empire was doing blah blah blah, and I was like, "Ooh, I'm learning now."
I'm figuring. I mean, like in the new seasons, like they literally do go to America, and it's like Vikings actually found America first, which is actually like might be true because recently we found a sword here that was Viking made that's like 3,000 years. It's not that old, but like it's like some evidence that Vikings were here, like possibly before Columbus, which is crazy. But yeah, okay, that's the end of our tier list. If you guys agree with it, that's incredible. If you don't, I don't really give a shit. All right, on to our best boys. My best boy this week is the Absolute.
Okay.
Yeah, the supreme deity that grants me my illithid abilities.
Yeah.
Because boy, oh boy, is that worm squirming in my brain, and I am using it, baby. Did you kill a true soul yet?
We're talking about Baldur's Gate, by the way.
Oh, they know. They know.
Yeah, like have I unlocked illithid abilities? Yes, I have.
You let the worm squirm?
Oh, yeah, the worm be squirming.
So apparently if you use illithid wisdom, everyone was like, oh, it's bad for you, it's bad for you. No, it's not. Apparently it's good. You get cool abilities if you let the Absolute take your brain over. Yeah. So my true best boy this week is going to be none other than my only god that I revere, the Absolute.
The Absolute.
The Absolute, baby.
I've also heard that it's bad for you, but also, shut up, dorks.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah, who gives a shit?
Do you know how good the rolls are on those wisdom thing? It's +2.
Yeah.
It's a 2 every single time, and you get up like a +4 multiplier. You cannot fail.
Yeah.
Unless you get a critical miss.
I'd be charming.
Yeah.
I'd be charming it up.
Oh my God. I mean, to everybody except for Gale. I mean, only Gale, I guess.
Only Gale, specifically. Gale's me boy.
Yeah.
In line with video games, it's a very good time for video game DLC right now because so Guilty Gear's getting a new character.
Yep.
Johnny, he looks rad. Theme song's insane, very cool. That band, the Guilty Gear Strive band,
Gotcha.
is so like Japanglish, but in such a cool way.
Okay.
Like they're like singing in English with like unbelievably thick accents, and it's like the English makes no sense.
Gotcha.
But it's so
It's
sick.
like DJ Crazy Beats.
Yeah. It's exactly like DJ Crazy.
Everybody movement.
Do you know like the main theme of Guilty Gear?
Is you punch people and there's women with yo-yos that I want to dominate me?
The themes, like the music, like the OP.
No.
It's just like a bunch of like heavy metal and punk, and it's like, that is bullshit blazing, and then it goes, in our hearts is blazing.
Like, why don't we just like, you couldn't find an English band? Like,
just sing it in Japanese.
Or like a Japanese rock fucks.
It's just so, I love that is bullshit blazing.
Yeah.
It's so good. But they're getting a new character. Street Fighter 6 recently got a new character, and a new one is like on the horizon. She looks sick. A lot of good stuff. Mortal Kombat 1 coming out soon.
I know.
I've become a Mortal Kombat 1 channel.
You are literally a Mortal Kombat channel on TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm watching somebody get eviscerated.
Yeah.
It'd be like 9:30 and Danny's like, here's why this fatality is sick. You see how he pulls his anus out of his mouth? And I'm like, I'm going to keep going.
Look, you try filling a minute and 6 seconds and critiquing a fatality.
It's so funny. You're like, this fatality is sick. And then you just show the fatality and there's just silence. And it's just like straight up murder on the screen. And I'm like, it's a little early to watch a man like literally have his eyeballs yanked out until his organs are attached to them.
It's so funny because like I get so many comments. I'll be like, yeah, this one's C tier. They just rip you apart, blah, blah, blah. I'll get comments of people being like, God, imagine being such a lunatic that you think getting ripped apart is tame.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, guy, everybody rips everybody apart here, all right?
There's no fatality where you're
Yeah.
like, oh, wow, I could walk home.
Yeah, get with it, you rube.
Yeah.
Like,
you fucking square.
Yeah.
We're doing gore.
but no, I have for sure become a Mortal Kombat TikToker because I like, as we've talked about before, TikTok is now paying for real. And so I like did one of them. And also I'm just unbelievably excited for that game.
Yeah.
And like, I don't love doing anime content on TikTok because I do like between the podcast, between the YouTube page, like what more anime content do I even have to say? So like, I like,
No, absolutely.
true.
Yeah.
But well, you're also just like an infinite knowledge bank. I'm just jokes.
Oh, it's fine.
I'm just a
trust me.
silly little goof
It's
man.
just me. I'm goof 'em ups.
That's me.
Yeah.
Goof 'em ups, Motta.
You are Salvatore headphones.
Yeah.
That's what you are. Yeah.
I'm Wemage control.
I love this incredibly niche thing. Our fan base will have no idea what we're talking
I
about.
love it. I'll put the video in the
Top
in the
10
Discord.
Smoopy Moops.
Yeah, top 10 gooby woobies.
Gooby Woobies.
Every time we got goobu lubu. Anyway.
Yeah.
But so I like doing video game content on my TikTok, Motta 3. And when I did the first like video of it where it's like, I'm ranking the fatalities. First one did really well. And I was like, there's 80 of these in the game. I'm
getting you the house, Ma.
Yeah, Ma, you can retire now.
Yeah.
Like,
And they all are doing well.
they're all doing very well. It sucks because I like, do you get this way with the rankings? And I don't mean to expose you. The ones that do really well are the ones that nobody agrees with. So there's for certain a temptation for me to be like, up next is the Joker's first fatality, and it's great. And I'm like, this one's D tier because his butt's hanging out.
This
and
one's dumb because I think Harley Quinn deserved better.
Yeah, like there's so like, but I'm also like, I'm like, well then no one's gonna watch any of my rankings ever again because they're not following because
You
it's
have
funny.
to walk the line between do I get comments and do I keep my like complete opinion respectable?
Yeah, like do people, because then you just become annoying and then people are like, I just won't watch this guy's content anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
But it is ironic and funny that the dumber my opinions are, the better they do.
Oh, absolutely. Comments. It drives like traction and all of that. Is that your best boy? Is that DLCs are coming back?
Yeah, just fighting games are good still.
Love that. That's good news for everybody.
Yeah.
Honestly, Baldur's Gate, game of the year.
Baldur's Gate is game of the year.
Easy.
Baldur's Gate, remember what I said about My Hero Academia, like reinvigorating my love for anime? I like didn't know games like Baldur's Gate could ever happen again.
I haven't had an itch for a video game this bad in years.
It's really, I've gotten like nothing done this week to the point where last night, like my friend who I've been playing with, Kyle, was like, yo, are we playing tonight? And I was like, I gotta read or something, man. I gotta do something.
I'm like getting work done so I can get on Baldur's Gate. I'm like all day. I'm just like thinking about it. And like Dorothy's been doing her sale, so she's been away. And I'll be like, she'll be like, oh, I'm on my way home. I'm like, take your time. Take your time. It's all right.
It's so awful.
Like I love you like, very much. Because when she comes home, like we do reconnection. And like I cook dinner and all that. But
I do that to Sarah.
Yeah, exactly.
She's like, yeah, I'm thinking about either like calling you now or taking a shower. And I was like, take that shower, unwind.
I don't want to smell
you.
you through the phone. Yeah, like please take that shower.
Yeah.
Okay. My flashback is that Boruto's time skip look dropped, and
Right.
oh my god,
Let's see it.
he looks so sick. Listen, there's always good times to hop on the Boruto fan base, you know, hop on the bandwagon. Now is it. He looks like the main character of a Yakuza anime. He looks
like a gangster.
He looks like the bad boy in BTS. Like he looks like the little, oh, he's edgy. I like him. I could change him. Member of a K-pop group.
I want to see him without lips. He looks like a different person entirely. You see this? He's all lipped up.
Why?
Is this the one you're talking about?
Absolutely the one I'm talking about.
He just looks like a different human.
He does?
He looks so realistic.
He's been through a lot.
Is the thing.
Yeah.
I'm not used to anime characters having lips, I guess.
He looks sick.
Like Pouty Boy lips.
I mean, he's been through a lot. Everybody thinks he killed his father, so.
Jeez. Wait, is Naruto dead?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, we're good. People just think that.
Gotcha. In the world of Boruto?
In Boruto, yeah.
Got you, okay.
Everybody's been brainwashed. So yeah, what's your news there, big guy?
He does look easy.
Yeah.
He does look very, he looks like a gangster. He looks crazy. He has a sword on him. Does Boruto use a sword?
It's Sasuke's sword.
People
that don't know why Sasuke doesn't have a sword.
That's it.
I'm hoping he's dead. Yeah, I mean, it's a possibility. He has Sasuke's cloak and sword. Why doesn't Sasuke have them?
True. I do like, I was thinking about earlier, and this will pad out the fact that I have very sparse news. How cool is the idea of Shonen Jump? Because I love the idea that you have these magazines.
Yeah.
And it has like 10 chapters of 10 different manga.
Yeah.
Or like one chapter of like 10 different manga. It's like so hype. I would read so much more manga if that's how it was delivered to me.
Right, because you would be caught, like, you'd be like, all right, I'm just going to read everything in this magazine.
Yeah, like I got this for Boruto chapter blah, blah, blah. And I get that like for $3 a month, I get like every manga ever.
But it's not like delivered to you in a package. I can look up Boruto and be like, there it is. All right, bye.
Yeah, it's like, the Viz app is like, you want to check this one out? And I'm like, no. But like, if I already bought the fucking Boruto manga, I'm like, I might as well read whatever else is in here.
Yeah, like I'm just like, oh, it's sitting around in my house. I might as well flip through Sakamoto Days or something like that. Like, yeah, of course.
That's super cool. My news is that the Pokemon Company, I think Nintendo specifically, has been fucking on their evil shit again. Have you heard of that?
I thought you were going to talk about the new DLC characers for Scarlet Violet. I thought you were going to talk about the giraffe.
That's also some.
You've been
evil
real
shit.
upset about the legendary dogs.
I like don't understand Pokemon fans because they're like, what are you talking about? The Suicune one looks good.
They look dumb.
They look dumb.
They look dumb, dude. They look so stupid.
They look so
dumb. The Suicune looks horrendous.
Yeah.
Entei looks borderline unrecognizable.
Yeah.
What's the giraffe?
Yeah.
Why?
What are you doing?
What are we
Why does
doing?
he look like this?
Why does he look like that?
Oh, I hate it. It's like, and again, it's like, I get that the idea is like, well, the old ones are still there. Like, they're not ruining anything. But like, if the pitch is like, oh, we are redesigning the dogs. Like, we're coming out with a new design of a separate creature. I get that they're still there.
Yeah.
But like, you get to see this character design that you love updated.
Yeah.
I want to be excited about that. I want it to be cool.
It's a legendary dogs. They're some of the I mean, they're actually genuinely pretty bad so far as legendaries go, but like they're still like iconic.
Yeah, they're sick. Look, like I love their designs. I love Entei and Suicune, two of my favorite legendaries. And now it's like, oh, guess I'll never actually see a cool redesign of them ever.
Well, the thing is, what's also annoying is that like when we get like updated versions for different areas, like I want to see like a theme. I get like we get like an updated version of like Doug. We got an updated version of Doug Trio, right?
Yeah,
and it was like
Wug Trio.
Yeah, it was
or
like
whatever.
Wug Trio, but it was like he's like sand based now or something like that. Like I like when we get like a theme and it's like, oh, of course, because it lives on the beach now. Why the fuck is it a giraffe?
I don't know. It's
so stupid.
It's nonsense. But the other evil thing they're up to is they have been taking down any Instagram or TikTok account with the word Pokey or Pokemon in the title.
Why?
Just to be a fucking menace of a company.
They're IP monsters,
They're
dude.
insane. You know what else is nuts about that? Pokey is just the word poke.
Yep.
You don't have a trademark on the word poke.
I didn't even think of that.
There are people who are like have accounts. It's like Pokey, but it's not the asterisk.
Yeah.
Taken
Still
down.
gone.
Yeah, dead accounts.
Or like poke, the fish.
Yeah.
Like the way of like the food, like the Hawaiian food. Like it's like, oh yeah, like a poke restaurant.
Yeah.
Like, nope, no, you don't.
Yeah,
Not anymore.
no, not your word, Nintendo.
So
Like you
crazy.
don't own Pokey, Poke, or Poke.
That's so fucking funny. Yeah. Okay. Well, now it's time for love letters. This is the part of the show where me and Danny ask our incredible live watchers whether or not they want to ask us a question. And if you guys want to ask us a question, please become YouTube members. You get to watch us live. This video, this episode's going to be like almost 2 hours, but we've been live for 2 hours and 15 minutes hanging out. You guys get to watch Nick sweat, switch t-shirts, go through all of it really. Things that you wouldn't get with your natural watch throughs.
Yeah, Nick did. For anyone wondering why Nick has switched t-shirts mid recording of this, it's because the first one was damp.
Yeah. Yeah, when we started the podcast, I was very hot. Now I'm actually kind of cold. I got a fan and everything. I'm chilling. But yeah, if you guys want to become a YouTube member and watch us live and ask us questions, you can either become Team Danny or Team Nick. It's $4.99, $5.99 a month. Not only does it allow you to watch us live, but interact with us before and after shows, but it's also a great way to support us. So if you guys want to do that, totally available to you. I'm going to go grab a question. Bye.
I got it.
Oh,
sit.
Danny's got it. Wow. I'm sat. So James Hudson asks, who's the most underrated anime villain in anime history?
I didn't think of one.
Can't think of one?
I didn't.
I have a pretty good answer.
Okay,
I think,
you go.
I think genuinely, honestly, he may or may not be underrated to a lot of people, but I think Danzo is the most underrated villain in Naruto's history. When
You love Danzo.
Like, when people talk about like best villains in Naruto, it's like Madara, Nagato, even Zabuza. But like Danzo had his finger in everything and was evil. But like also like there's so many people in Naruto where it's like, oh, he was a good guy, but like nature made him bad. Like Madara was trying to save the world. Danzo, well, he was trying to help Konoha, was just evil.
Yeah.
Like training children to like how to massacre each other, like taught like Tsurune Aburame how to create a jar of poison which requires a mountain of bodies. Told the entirety of Konoha that Naruto was the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails so everybody could come together in their hate for a child.
Yeah.
Like he is evil, man. And like he has like some redeeming qualities he was trying to catch up with Hiruzen, but like unabashedly evil and involved with everything. Danzo is so underrated.
Why do you think he's underrated though? Is it because like, or why do you think people don't appreciate him? Like, does he not have a good fight? Does he like, his stay kind of behind the sidelines?
His fight against Sasuke is iconic. Obviously, like incredibly sick, but like at the same time, like yeah, like he's not Madara. There's no war built around him.
Right.
He's not Obito. Like Madara and Obito have a war built around them. Nagato has an entire arc built around him, and like you know, like even Orochimaru like pops up all the time.
Yeah.
Danzo pops up all the time, but like he never destroys Konoha.
Right.
He's just like always there, kind of destroying Konoha.
Yeah.
So like him getting killed, like very satisfactory, like so satisfying to see like him blow himself up and all of that, like destroying Shisui's eye in his hand so Obito can't get his hands on it. So sick. Like petty till the end. I love that man.
Yeah, you do love him. I'm constantly seeing videos pop up of you of like, just like, why Danzo is the best Naruto
He's
character.
the best Naruto villain, like easily. I love him.
You love him. I think mine is gonna have to be Envy from Full Metal Alchemist.
That's a good one.
Because Full Metal Alchemist, very properly rated. Everyone loves it. Everyone talks about it.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone who's like, this anime is overrated. So that is really?
We interviewed Tracy Allen at AX, and he was like, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and everyone was like, no.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't even remember that.
Tracy's an incredible guy. I love
That's
him.
savage.
Close friend. But yeah, not a good take.
Everyone is always gushing about Full Metal Alchemist, except Tracy, apparently.
Yeah.
But like, I never heard about Envy prior to watching the show. I've heard about Lust for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Envy rules.
Yeah.
Envy has like his little thumb in every plot point pie, every PPP, and like great terrifying power for like what is essentially a political drama anime.
Yeah.
Like they really highlight how strong somebody who can just change their appearance is.
Yep.
Which is sick.
It's why I don't remember you figuring out who Envy is this early, but that, yeah.
You find out, and you meet Envy like episode 4.
Oh, I'm thinking Wrath. Okay, never mind.
Oh, I know Wrath.
Okay.
That's episode 11. Who also rules.
Okay.
Yeah, Bradley.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's sick. I love
sick.
him. And no, Envy's great. Envy turns into a giant monster too, and it's not dumb. It's, what is this? Oh, I'm not there yet.
Oh.
Take it easy.
Okay.
Take it easy.
No, I didn't do
My
it.
synapses just fired off.
I didn't do anything. I did nothing.
Jill, he just stopped being a giant green alligator monster.
Yeah.
But even that is like, because usually when someone just turns into a big monster in an anime, I'm
so
like
excited for you. Oh, to go listen. I guess this is how people feel watching me watch One Piece, but like to experience what you're going to experience with Envy later on in the. Oh, it's so good. Envy is incredibly underrated.
Envy is so underrated. He's
Yes.
so good. The only reason I have an inkling of knowing what this is because I've seen this. I've seen this go on.
Oh, you've seen this going on.
I've seen this go on, but I got to the lust death.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, we're at the meme. This is it. And all the comments are like, this isn't the meme.
This isn't the meme. It's a great scene. Colonel Mustang killing Lust is crazy. It's dope. It's not it.
Yeah.
It's not it.
So
I'm so excited. Oh
I
my
have an
God.
inkling, but Envy's just so good, so scary, so actually the main antagonist of the show, kind of.
Yeah, yeah.
And, like, what a great character.
I would say Wrath, Greed, and Envy are the most important.
Yeah.
Outside of
Greed just became actually important.
Greed sticks around, not like necessarily in a villainous capacity, but is around.
Well, Greed died, like the OG Greed,
Yes.
and then Ling just became Greed.
Yes.
Who's just like a cool dude in a loose mood.
That's literally it, yeah.
And so I was like shocked at that because that was another comment like chain where I was like, oh, there goes Greed. And people were like so many people were like, can't wait for Danny to get to Greed, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, that was fine. And now he's back. And I'm like, oh, here he is.
And he does not go away.
Yeah.
Yeah, Greed is very important to the storyline. That's a great answer.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's everything we got. This is actually probably our longest ever episode. I guess we didn't need to do the tier list because when we started the tier list, we were at an hour and 20 minutes and we hadn't done our best boys. But
Good episode, though.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, with even no anime going on, me and Danny can fill 2 hours and 10 minutes. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys follow us on all of the channels, TikTok, Instagram, all those things. Actually, make sure you guys go watch our AX vlog because the AX vlog was really good. If you want to see us, dicking around.
That's on this channel.
Absolutely on this channel.
Yeah.
So if you only listen on Spotify, unfortunately, obviously, or Apple Podcasts, something like that, unfortunately, you didn't see me and Danny go to Anime Expo, and that video is now out. So if you want to see what me and Danny look like at an anime convention without ever actually meeting us there, that's a great place to see that. I've been Nick, also known as NC Hammer 23, also known as the Weeb Commander. Big things happening for me. I hit 500K on NC Hammer and 200K on the Weeb Commander.
Whoa!
So yeah,
That's huge.
Synchronicities, man. Synchronicities.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's wild. It's absolutely crazy. I did
gotta
have to release a
celebrate.
video about saying all the things I liked about Sasuke. Ended up being a half hour, which is crazy.
Wow.
I know.
Look at you.
I know.
What an arc.
Growth.
And then at 1 million, you have to say all the things you hate about him again.
Yeah, at 1 million, I think I'll inscribe. I think at 1 million, I'll inscribe Sasuke's face into my gold plaque. I think that'll be.
I like that into the palm of your
into my-
hand.
yeah,
and I
like
was like,
palm tattoos.
What a psychotic.
Palm tattoos of like Sasuke's eyeballs, like I'm the dude from Pan's Labyrinth. Just be like, beep, beep, beep. Yep, that's more or less what I'm looking for.
All right, everyone unsubscribe to Nick right now to
Actually,
keep him
please
from
don't
doing
make
that.
me do that. Yeah.
No, you should celebrate.
You want to
for
get
real.
drunk? You want to get hammered?
Yeah, let's get hammered.
Okay,
We should have
fucking
done
do
that.
it. I invited you to Top Golf. You're not coming.
I had plans. Easy. I've been Danny Motta. Please come to Colossal Con East, September 7th.
I might be going.
Woo! September 7th through the 10th because I will be there all 3 days. I will be doing my own panel. You gotta
Which is
fill
why
it
I
up.
might be going.
You guys gotta fill it up. They want me to react to something live in front of people. It cannot just be my dad and girlfriend and maybe Nick.
Yeah. Where it's like, you're doing great, sweetie.
Yeah. So yeah.
Colossal Con.
Colossal Con
It's in the Poconos.
East. Yeah. Poconos, Pennsylvania. Very lovely water park resort.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye.